immediately. Group talk or private. It's just like the old Nextel. They will program everything to all Rapid radios before they're shipped to you. I absolutely highly recommend their products.
With no monthly fees and pre-programmed simplicity, Rapid radios keep you connected when everything else goes dark. Trusted, tested, legit. Visit rapidradios.com today. That's rapidradios.com. Visit rapidradios.com today. That's rapidradios.com.
What is that sound?
It's our rejection detection system. It's showing that several men across Georgia are being denied intimacy by their partners due to ED.
How can this be?
Well, it's more common than you think. As men age, their bodies change. And unfortunately, once they get over 50, some things don't work like they used to.
So what do we do?
There's only one thing to do. We need to get them to Dr. Eric Deal at Total Body Therapy of Georgia. He can fix ED problems.
But how?
At Total Body Therapy of Georgia, they are experts in the P-shot, testosterone replacement, regenerative therapy, and Trimex to create an erection and more.
Hi, this is Dr. Eric Deal from Total Body Therapy of Georgia. Did you know that 50% of men over 50 struggle with some form of ED? Guys, it won't get better on its own. When it's not hard, it's really hard. But I can help you today. Call us at Total Body Therapy of Georgia at 404-777-1911 or learn more about us online at tbtofga.com.
The Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show on WFOM and W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
This is a Fox News alert. He's guilty on all counts. I'm Lisa Brady. The man accused of trying to kill President Trump on a Trump golf course last September, just convicted at Fort Pierce, Florida, where Ryan Ruth had represented himself, telling the jury during his closing argument earlier today there was no intent to kill because he never fired a gun. The jury deliberating for less than 3 hours, and Ruth appeared to try to hurt himself just after the verdict.
As the verdict was read, it appeared to our producers inside the courtroom that Ruth tried to stab himself in the neck with a pen. That's what it appeared to look like. Then 4 marshals dragged him out of the courtroom, took his coat off. They then shackled him at the waist and ankles, and then they brought him back into the courtroom.
Fox's Dana Marie McNichol. There's been no word on an injury to Ruth. Prosecutors say Ruth had excessively stalked then-candidate Trump, doing reconnaissance at the golf course more than 17 times and wanted him dead. Ruth was charged with attempted assassination, assaulting a federal officer, and 3 weapons counts, again, just found guilty on all charges. President Trump spending the day at the United Nations, where earlier he defended his administration's positions on a wide variety of issues and accused the UN of contributing to uncontrolled and illegal migration before turning to meetings, during one with Ukraine's leader, telling reporters NATO allies should be able to shoot down Russian aircraft if they enter NATO airspace, and on the possibility of U.S. help with that.
Depends on the circumstance, but, we're very strong toward NATO. NATO's stepped up. When they went from 2% to 5%, that was great unity. Trillions of dollars is being pumped in, and they're paying us for the weapons that we send.
Meantime, Qatar's emir just speaking at the UN and accusing Israel of trying to derail Gaza ceasefire talks with an attack on Hamas leaders in Qatar this month. America is listening to Fox News.
Allie Dwyer and her 3 sons lost their hero, Stephen. Serving our country in the United States Army was Stephen's calling, and flying helicopters was his passion. Stephen was killed in a Black Hawk helicopter crash over the Mediterranean Sea. Thanks to friends like you, Tunnel to Towers provided his family with a mortgage-free home, giving them security and hope in their darkest hours. Help more families like the Dwyers. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
You're great at protecting your data, but lots of places could still expose you to identity theft. If that happens, LifeLock gives you the U.S.-based restoration agent who will stick by your side from start to finish. Phone calls, filing documentation, preparing insurance claims. Your agent handles it all. In fact, they're so confident restoration is guaranteed or your money back. It's nice to have an expert like that on your side. Save up to 40% off your first year with promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Look out, it's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis, sidekick, producer. sports wreck on tour extraordinaire. The mechanical mangler at the controls. It's Flounder, and it's only Tuesday. Here we go, baby.
On the day I was born.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, we got it all going here today. The guilty verdict, then he tried to stab himself with a pen. Okay. I mean, what an idiot. I mean, just the whole thing is just ridiculous.
From now on,
seriously.
just Sharpies in courtroom
Right.
now.
Unbelievable. Yeah, soft tipped only. You got to go sniff, are you there?
That was a good one. The orange one. The orange one was a good one.
Anyway, Kimmer, Pete Davison, Flounder. Pete Davis, joining from the trip to the mountains of Macon. Anything new, the road down or anything?
No, kind of uneventful. A lot of police out there, I've noticed. I don't know what that is, about Tuesdays.
I think it was Yom Kippur. I mean, not that.
No.
Rosh Hashanah.
So the police are out because it's Rosh Hashanah.
No, in fact, I can't. I think there are places where they gather. You Jewish people. No, I think there is.
It's called Temple?
No. But I mean, coming in today, I saw a parking lot off to the side coming down Roswell Road, and it was like 12 cop cars, and I realized it was some kind of a ceremony or something. I think there's a lot of things going on.
Oh, yeah, there's a big temple in LJ, and there's one in Jasper.
I don't think there are big temples in LJ and Jasper. What do I know? Anyway, all right. Well, anyway. Glad I asked. How you doing? By the way, we'll be talking about all the politics stuff, but we'll also be talking about a video that I saw that you showed on your phone about a possible new breakfast treat, which could go either way. We disagree on the final ending.
Yeah. Excuse me.
No. Anyway, so that's...
and thanks for Bill Sheehan to drop in.
In fact, I got a video with him, and I just kept filming it, and I taped it, so I'll put it on Facebook a little later on. Bill Sheehan, who was the wonderful country gentleman who was kind enough to take me around for one of my most embarrassing moments ever with human beings, because I was such an idiot, invited me to go enjoy a round of the Masters on a Saturday of the Masters. It was just phenomenal. And then, of course, I stiffed him by embarrassing him and me by leaving him alone. I went off and run around with my buddy Danny McLefty thinking he was just leaving. Anyway, long story. He's such a great guy. And he showed up today, got some tickets. Now, was that a thing? Did you get him some tickets for something, or was that something else?
Oh, yeah. He was...
Yeah. And he took you around the Masters.
Yes, he did. 2 years ago, yes.
Yeah. Yes. And he's done that with some people. I mean, just a wonderful guy. Just a nice man. Mm-hmm. You know, and he's a big fan of 680 and a big fan of this show, and that's the way it should be. Anyway, very nice guy, and good. And of course, he stops in, and I'm going, name wouldn't come out. You can't say his name. I mean, and he goes, Bill, Bill, shit. I hate being. I hate this. I can't. Names will not come out of my face. I mean, you aren't there yet, are you? Or are you? A little, sometimes or not?
I'm forgetting names I used to know.
Well, anyway, it's embarrassing, and it's God, it's horrible.
What was great is when you were doing the little filming, talking to him.
Yeah.
You'd ask him a question before he could say something. You'd start asking him another question.
Well, I'm not good.
It was like a caller calling the show. It's just like old times.
It's my turn.
Let him talk.
Anyway, and Flounder and Mrs. Flounder, lovely Veronica, anything 24 hours overnight newness?
Not really. All is well.
Yeah, excellent. Well, anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and here's our number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We will have some special live entertainment of a glorious nature here to help the otherwise miserable lives of you, the little people, a little bit later on. Also, Pete's tweets. We have Holy Crap at Sports, and we got a lot of sports stuff. Changes with the Falcons, we'll see coming up. And Flounder's Funnies, and lots of really fun sound bites. Oh, my gosh. I was working at home, Donald Trump addresses the United Nations. Donald, we're going to hear some sound bites through the afternoon.
He dressed him down.
So, oh, my God. He said, you haven't done squat. You did nothing. You don't help me. You didn't do anything. Screw you. You go screw yourself. I mean, it was unbelievable. He said, you people suck. You're ruining our country. You're ruining your country. I mean, it was unbelievable. I've never seen, and he owned the room. I mean, it was just Donald Trump. Every day, it's just another notch on a journey that no politician has ever taken. Mm. So if you think about it, there's never been anybody like this.
He's pointed out what most people think about the United Nations. It's worthless.
Why are we in the United Nations? For one thing, United Nations, my ass, they haven't done squat for just solving the wars. What have they done?
Nothing.
Seriously. Do they have any power of threats or anything to do anything to anybody? How come they're not the ones saying, hey, Russia, we're not giving you any more oil and energy?
Well, the very members of it, the Europeans and the Chinese and Indians, are all basically funding the war.
Yeah, they would keep America off the United Nations Security Council if they could. I mean, and why they allowed China to be on it originally is way beyond me. That was a mistake. Anyway, well, whatever. Anyway, so we've got a lot of UN stuff on that coming up on that. Also, in fact, Flounder was mentioning this a moment ago. You're going to hear a soundbite of Marco Rubio talking to George Squatchinopoulos. And Marco Rubio, and Flounder made this point too, between Marco Rubio and Vice President J.D. Vance, we've got two of the sharpest, quickest, wittiest, powerful politicians in the wings coming up. Between those two guys, yeah.
Anytime they're on a show and they try and spin something, they have the perfect response right away. They don't hesitate and just...
They're smart, confident, they're fast, and they've got balls. They're saying, we're not taking that for you. You're going to hear, basically, Stephanopoulos kept saying, well, let me try to get you to say this one more time. They said, no, I'm not going to. It's not true. Yeah, I mean, it's just astounding. You're going to hear all this stuff. It's pretty cool. Also, I'm getting a lot of feedback. If you'd like to join us on the radio, again, we're happy to hear that, concerning the new look of Dana Lesh.
No one knows.
Lesh?
No one knows who that
people
woman
watch.
is.
Everybody who watches Fox knows exactly who that is. Everybody knows who that is. Fox has 90% of the ratings of people. They watch Dana Lesh.
I know, but there's 500 women on that station.
Well, no, they know who she is. She does the commercials for that thing there. The only one she takes is, what was it, broccoli juice, or what the hell should she take there, Flounder? Dana Lesh for Beats, Super Beats. She does commercials for those things. Anyway, she's very famous. She's changed. She looks totally different.
Yeah, she's had all kinds of work done to her face.
Yeah. The reason I mentioned it because I put it on Facebook to say, oh my God, I almost didn't recognize her. Boom! The comments are exploding. Also, I'm still getting comments about the two pictures of the picture of a girl with a big fanny and a butt to the camera, and it says what women think men want, and the second picture was a pretty girl in a summer dress, and it's what men actually want. And I'm still getting one after another comments about the changes in what women think and men think. And ironically, Pete Davis will have later for us a little something about the battle of the sexes.
That's right.
And in fact, also, I had two stories yesterday I never got to concerning celebrities in the news, and I've got two more today, and they all have a common link. Pretty much, and it's kind of interesting, and it's just a little showbiz.
Women have started to notice that when they ask us men questions, sometimes it takes us a few seconds to answer.
Well, because we're scared.
There's a reason. There's a reason.
It's a very good reason. We want to keep having sex with you, so we're afraid to do something where you won't have sex with us anymore. I mean, have I nailed it? Or I mean, it's a question. What? Well, this is all from memory.
When do you want to play that? Because that's pretty funny.
Well, we'll do it.
We can do it right now. It's not very long.
We'll do it right now. In fact, this and we'll also have. We got a million things. And by the way, is it the rapture today or tomorrow?
Today or tomorrow.
Okay, so if something happens, it's because I'll be chosen and I will be floating up through the ceiling.
Since that we're both here, I guess we didn't make the cut.
Well, it hasn't happened yet. I don't think.
All right.
I don't see anybody else floating up in the air either. And by the way, if it happens, I mean, do you really suppose that would we just? Oh my God! Think about this.
Not all Christians believe in the rapture.
Okay.
The way they're saying.
All right. Well, okay, but first of all, you have to believe if there is a rapture, and I'm saying the question: if there is a rapture, if it is true and it's going to happen, do we actually float up into the air and just and would we
meet him in the air?
Would we see going through ceilings and stuff as our full body, or would it be a spiritual thing or a wisp of smoke?
I don't know.
I wonder.
I don't know. I guess our spirits would fly into the air and meet him in the sky.
I don't know. Anyway, so
all right, this is a woman asking a question of a man.
All right.
Well, he's
got to get it. This is the battle of the sexes, and women wonder why sometimes it's hard for guys to answer a question. They find here.
I don't know why guys need time to think before they answer your questions.
Well, first we have to realize you asked a question. Then we have to make sure we understood the question. Then we have to make sure the question's not a trap. Then we start formulating an answer. Then we have to figure out the best words to deliver the answer. Then we have to weigh the pros and cons of delivering the answer. Then we reevaluate, make sure the question's not a trap again, and then we deliver the answer. It's exhausting.
So there. Anyway, that's more on that coming up here with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Just to be, and Donald Trump, holy cow. Honestly, it's like, screw you, screw you, screw you. It's Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Happy Tuesday. Braves, they won last night,
Yes,
right?
they did.
Yeah, outstanding. So here we go. All right, more coming up. Stand by. Don't go away.
Winning when it matters.
When it matters, baby. Still baseball.
Wherever you are in Georgia, you can stream Extra 106.3 and crystal clear digital with the all-new Extra 106.3 app. Get Extra's live on-air stream in real time, or go back and listen to all your favorite shows, Neil Bortz, or original podcasts, no matter where you go. Grab the Extra 106.3 app now and start streaming.
The outside of your house is just as important as how you feel about where you live. And Stovall & Company has got landscaping wholesale supplies. If you're a contractor, builder, putting in somebody's backyard or pool area, deck, stuff like that, Stovall & Company, they have the trees and bushes and shrubs and irrigation systems and sprinklers and flowers and plants. And don't forget, if you're putting out like an outdoor fireplace or a deck thing with an outdoor kitchen, they can take care of the stuff you need to build that too. And Stovall & Company, Paul and the boys, if they have something and you need something they don't have, they will tell you where else to get it. What a company. StovallInc.com.
Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Cure. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and Howard Brothers is going gold. All month long, Howard Brothers is partnering with the Cure Childhood Cancer Organization. They're raising money to support the life-saving research and assistance that Cure provides across Georgia. So, join the fight. Next time you're at one of the Howard Brothers locations, you can donate to help cure childhood cancer. Together, we can bring hope and healing to families $1 at a time. Howard Brothers, where caring for our community is always in season.
Looking for the perfect car, truck, or SUV? Jim Ellis Buick GMC has you covered. With a huge selection of new and used vehicles, finding the right fit is easy.
Whether it's a Buick Enclave or Envision, a GMC Acadia or Yukon, or the power of the Sierra and Canyon trucks, and the best part, you're never alone in the process.
Their expert sales team helps match you with the right vehicle, while their finance specialists make buying simple and stress-free.
With decades of experience, Jim Ellis Buick GMC understands the importance of offering an expansive inventory that fits every driving performance, style, and budget need. Plus, every new Buick and GMC comes with cutting-edge technology, premium comfort, and advanced safety features, so you can drive with confidence.
Already a Buick or GMC owner? Well, keep it running like new with their state-of-the-art service center staffed by factory-trained technicians who know your vehicle inside and out. Start your search at JimEllisBuickGMC.com or shop in person in Chamblee off Peachtree Boulevard, inside the perimeter, or in Beaufort off Highway 20 near 985. Jim Ellis, Buick GMC, we are professional grade.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Got a to-do list a mile long? No problem. We've got the ultimate solution, our Handyman for a Day program. Here's how it works. You get a skilled handyman dedicated to knocking out your honey-do list. Paint touch-ups, drywall repairs, door adjustments, and much more, all done in one day. Call us now before the rush for your Handyman for a Day, and call us at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day, the Trusted Toolbox.
Hey Atlanta Braves fans, this is Kelly Kroll asking you to step up to the plate for the men and women who have served our country and protected our freedom. The Warrior Alliance, an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, is helping thousands of veterans to achieve success after military service. Either you or someone you know has served and deserves our support. The best way to say thank you for your service is by helping a veteran round the bases on their journey home. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
True Prep is celebrating 14 years with their biggest anniversary event ever. It all happens Saturday, September 27th at their Cobb Parkway location in Marietta. You'll find massive savings on dozens of items, plus free food, local vendors, and giveaways every hour from 11 to 2. And here's the big one. They're giving 30% off all used firearms and gear for one day only on September 27th. Don't miss the party, sales, food, and 30% off savings on all used firearms. Celebrate 14 years with True Prep. Get the details at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Hey, it's Los. We're here with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, I've learned a lot about this car buying process from you. Is that typical of most of the clients you've worked with?
Yeah, I'm finding out it's even more typical. I mean, people are learning more and more, and maybe it's because I overload them with information because I want to be able to sleep at night. I want to make sure you know everything.
Do I have to have a particular make and model in mind when I call you, or is it just open to anything I want?
It's open. I can get any make, any year, any model.
I might be looking to trade in my vehicle. Can you accommodate that as the honest car guy?
For sure. I mean, we love it when people want to trade in cars because, honestly, it's best for you to trade in a car. Why? Because you get a tax savings.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the honest car guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME, the number 1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
And my daughter Jennifer was a deadhead back when she was high on heroin and cocaine. But for the record, my daughter Jennifer will be clean and sober 21 years, October 5th. Unbelievable what she went through. My goodness. Hey, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 2019 on this day, Robert Hunter died. He was the lyricist for the Grateful Dead. Robert Hunter was 78. He provided Grateful Dead many of their vivid, enduring lyrics for some of their signature songs, including Uncle John's Band, Scarlet Begonias, and Dark Star. Was that one of these, Flounder, at all? Do we know what it'd be playing here?
No, this was Fire on the Mountain. I just, I guess I missed that. I just saw Grateful Dead, Robert Hunter.
Yeah. Now he's known for enduring lyrics.
So he was a lyricist who did a lot of writing with Jerry Garcia and Bob Weir and them.
Yeah, but I mean, is he known for special lyrics that are outstanding as opposed to other music? I've never heard I've really never listened to the Grateful Dead. I know who they are, but I've never heard him. Anyway, well, he's he's dead now, so but he's apparently was something of a wondrous lyricist. Okay, let's see what I got. Jermaine Dupri. We know about Jermaine Dupri. Jermaine Dupri is 53. Jermaine Dupri is 53. Sorry, he's the young urban mogul who discovered crisscross. There you are. Isn't he an Atlanta guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Isn't Jermaine Dupri?
Yeah.
He does a lot of stuff for charity and things around here, I think. I name pops up all the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so good for him and happiness.
A fine, upstanding member of the community.
Got to be a wonderful guy in every way, I'm guessing. I wish he was my neighbor. I would bring over muffins when I would do my baking.
Oh, you're the muffin man.
No, not really. I've never done muffins. I don't know what I'm.
The Muffin Man.
Oh, by the way, we've got.
Man. Do you know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
Wasn't that some kind of horrible nightmare?
Shrek.
Yeah.
That was what the muffin, not the Muffin Man. The gingerbread man was maybe the funniest part of Shrek.
Yeah. Oh, mercy. On this day in history, 2008. I remember losing a lot of money back then. The bailout straight into the lap of luxury, a dirty Okay, what to do with an $85 billion government bailout? Less than a week after avoiding total financial ruin, executives of the insurance giant AIG headed off to de-stress themselves for a week at a luxury resort in Monarch Beach, California. The bill for the financial experts of AIG to go de-stress themselves for the week was $443,343. In addition to their rooms, it included $150,000 for banquets, $10,000 in bar bills, $3,000 for tips, $7,000 in greens fees, $23,000 at the hotel spa, and $1,400 at the hair salon. They were getting manicures, pedicures, massages, facials, while the American people were paying their bills, thundered Representative Elijah Cummings during a Capitol Hill hearing on the aftermath of it all, prompting the chastened executives to cancel another planned retreat to the swanky Ritz-Carlton Spa Resort in California's Half Moon Bay. But at least they still got their bonuses. The AIG officials got $85 billion in a government bailout, and they got their bonuses of $37.8 billion in bailout money. And that was I had been retired, and I went through the .com thing, and all of a sudden my money kept disappearing. I didn't do anything. I said, oh my God, wait a minute, it was all gone. All stuff like this, the banking scandal, the real estate scandal, the bundling subprime mortgages, it all failed. All that stuff. All my money went out. All of a sudden, I did nothing. I was retired, and all of a sudden, I wasn't making any money because I was retired, and they stole my money.
So between them and the federal government, they've stolen most of our money. Yeah.
Why do you think I'm working? I mean, I'm not. I mean, there are millions of people just like me who don't want to be doing this now. I mean, I love what I'm doing, but I don't want to be. I want to be with my grandkids and doing errands and stuff. And it's because of freaking people like this who, caused all this stuff. And God bless it, they didn't do a damn thing. And they didn't do crap to get punished for it.
No, none of them went to jail.
Unbelievable.
But on a side note, you ever been to Half Moon Bay?
Oh, I played golf there. In fact, with Danny I'll tell you what, that was our bucket list trip when I turned 50. We flew to California, Danny McLefty and Craig Forney, my golf buddies, both PGA pros, and we played Pebble Beach, Spyglass, three of my Pebble Beach. I shot 77 from the tips at Pebble Beach, and then we played Olympic Club in San Francisco. And on the way up, we stopped at Half Moon Bay.
What does this got to do with? Yes,
we stopped at Half Moon Bay, and they have like a 2 or 3 course that was just spectacular.
When the fog rolls in, and they got a lot of pumpkin patches there. I was there in October. All these pumpkin patches, everything. It's very cool place.
And what's the Half Moon Bay, and then right up the road, there's another spectacular a golf course resort again. Oh, I can't believe you'd know if I said it. I can't believe it.
Well, talk about beautiful places. Oh, yeah, there's a golf course right there, and then there's a golf course there. Well,
at the time, to me, a golf course was a beautiful place. I saw. Anyway. All right, 324, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. We're going to play a little Donald Trump here, and if we get to it, our Secretary of State, too, here, Flounder, in a second. First of all, by the way, I was this morning on the morning show. The Smart One's on vacation still again, but Tug was in there with Angela Firecracker, that little blonde girl who used to work for the government.
Angela Morbino.
Angela Magnificante. What is it? Morbino. Angela. And apparently she announced that I believe she's with child. Which was very spectacular, announced on our radio show this morning. So God bless her, and best wishes for everything. And I was so touched. Apparently, if she has a baby girl, Angela this morning on the show said she's going to name it Kimmery, which really? I think was astounding. I talk about flattered. Hold on. Of course. No, excuse me. But seriously. Okay, here we go.
Throwing the BS flag.
I know. Oh, John, leave me alone. I got nothing. I got to make it up, okay? Married woman with a baby, and I can put my name in there. Give me a I'm not good. I'm just not good.
I'm telling you.
I'm like, oh, my God, man.
Oh, they've actually drawn him trying to stab himself in the neck.
The courtroom artist. Oh, my God. And charcoal sketching.
Hey, y'all hold still over there while I sketch this out.
Oh, my Lord. The idiot Roush got guilty. It was like a 20-minute verdict. It took no time. Guilty, and he tried to stab himself with a pen.
And they've got a pencil drawing of him doing
Here's
it.
The actual.
Hold still over there. Hold still.
Oh, man. And cut. Oh, Lordy. Anyway, he's guilty, and his daughter, who's something of a comely miss, shouted, "I love you," as he tried to kill himself.
She's got a shape on her.
She's definitely, anyway. So he'll be, I don't know what the punishment will be.
Would you yell, "I love you" to your dad who just tried to kill the president?
No, I don't. He's obviously a psychopath.
Yeah, he's nuts.
So I think she was just trying to give him something to live on in prison. Who knows, I can't imagine anything. Now what's she going to do? The rest of her life?
Change her name.
Still, she's going to have to move. It's just, the things we do that make our kids suffer. Anyway. All right, a couple of quick things. Go play some sound bites here. Donald Trump. And we'll get to this business of the United Nations in a second. After he addressed his United Nations, where he told them all to go screw themselves, he had answering some questions with reporters. And Donald Trump was asked, he said, do you think that NATO countries should shoot down Russian aircraft if they enter their airspace? Trump said, yes, I do. He called on NATO countries to shoot down Russian jets that violate their airspace. It was after the meeting with Zelensky in New York at the United Nations. And Trump said, not only is the UN not solving the problems it should, it's creating new problems for us to solve. and the political crisis of our time, immigration. In fact, Flounder, let's do this. Let's play the Donald Trump cut number 1, where he delivered a blistering attack, but first he made them all laugh because, and by the way, there's nobody better at off-the-cuff stuff in front of a crowd like this where Donald Trump owned the whole freaking place. Cut number 1, making them all laugh. Flounder, if you will.
I ended 7 wars, dealt with the leaders of each and every one of these countries, and never even received a phone call from the United Nations offering to help in finalizing the deal. All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen, but she's in great shape. We're both in good shape. We both stood. And then a teleprompter that didn't work. These are the 2 things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter. Thank you very much.
Can you imagine the former president before him having anything to do with anything concerning an event like this and going to the United
States? Kiss their butt.
Oh, my lordy. And honestly, I watched this at home while I was working at home before I came in. Donald Trump, he looked him all in the eye and he said, you're a loser, you've done squat for us. Cut number 2, Flounder, Donald Trump laying it on the line about what they've done wrong at the United Nations. If you
In
will.
2024, the UN budgeted $372 million in cash assistance to support an estimated 624,000 migrants journeying into the United States. Think of that. The UN is supporting people that are illegally coming into the United States, and then we have to get them out. The UN also provided food, shelter, transportation, and debit cards to illegal aliens. Can you believe that? On the way to infiltrate our southern border. What took place is totally unacceptable. The UN is supposed to stop invasions, not create them, and not finance them.
They're supposed to stop. I mean, can you imagine anybody else addressing the world leaders like that, saying, it's your fault. You haven't done jack squat. Mm-hmm. And in fact, you're actually making it worse. At one point, he said, I don't know why you people are still giving energy to Russia. And my other question is,
they're giving them money for Russian energy.
Exactly. They're paying Russia to attack them.
Right.
They're actually responsible for Russia being able to continue the war.
The same countries that Russia's eyeing in Eastern Europe, some of them are giving Russia the money to do so.
Yeah, giving money, giving weapons, and buying.
And he told them 8 years ago this was going to happen. And what did they do, especially the Germans? They laughed at him.
That's right.
And now everything he said is true.
Right. They're supplying Russia with the energy and the wherewithal to keep going. If they're United Nations, they're not really united in getting, except to help
to attack us. They always unite against us.
Yeah. It's truly,
and these idiots over in Europe and other places who are accepting this Palestinian state, basically you're rewarding them for the rape, the murder, the actual murder of children being held by their mother, killing them, people and their families in front of other families. They're still holding hostages, and they're rewarding them for this.
Yeah, right. They're still holding dead bodies. I mean, I really don't.
They should be wiped off the face of the earth.
What possible? I mean, what possible reason for that as a technique for power on your side of the argument by keeping dead bodies? I mean,
because they're evil. There's Hamas and all those suckers, just evil.
I don't know why I don't know why we're just not going in and killing them all. I really don't understand.
I don't understand either.
We know where they are, right? I mean, it's not like they're hiding.
We're not talking about all the Palestinian people. We're talking about Hamas.
No, the bad ones. Go kill them.
We know who they are.
Have your hit teams and go kill them. Just go kill them.
It's not that big a piece of land.
Anyway, we got so much more. 332, including the awkward Emmanuel, and showing once again the power of Donald Trump with a in your eye moment. And Marco Rubio, man, you're going to love this guy too. Coming up, Kimmer Pete Flounder, how's your Tuesday right here? Hope you join us if you feel like it. Come on.
Listen to the Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, Neil Bortz, and all your favorite Extra 106.3 personalities whenever you want with the all-new Extra app. It's anytime show replays, all your favorite podcasts, and the latest political news from across Georgia. Download the Extra 106.3 app now for Apple or Android.
I tell you, I'm getting the biggest kick out of looking through all these old pictures and newspaper articles before they all get yellow and turned up, because Atlanta's Safe House will protect your stuff the way they can protect my stuff as well. Atlanta's Safe House, showroom in Acworth, they got almost 200 safes up right there, and these are real big-time Charlie safes, too. These are the legit things, and believe me, they got specials going on. You only have a few days left. The rest of this month, top brands Browning and Fort Knox, incredible sales right now, but it's only to the end of the month. Don't let this go by. And between that and the rebates, and don't forget, you don't pay any sales tax on gun safes at Atlanta Safe House. Another special deal for you. In fact, I think my first gun safe was a Browning decades ago, for the record. Anyway, protecting your stuff, and not just guns, but they have, safes from bows and arrows and jewelry and, picture books and stuff like that, whatever you're looking for. And between the rebates and the sales, I'm telling you, they can rent you a safe, they can fix a broken safe you may have, they can replace your master reset code, and nobody else is getting it, by the way. Protecting your rights as well as protecting your stuff. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Here today with Evan Ward of Atlas Retirement. And Evan, I know a lot of our listeners, they've heard about the big, beautiful bill, but they might not fully understand all 900 pages of it. So what are some of the most important things folks need to know when it comes to taxes as they approach their retirement?
Oh, Kevin, I imagine the politicians don't know what half of that 900-page document was about. But as it pertains to financial planning, there's some major tax changes. Things like no tax on tips, some big deductions and changes to the way we pay taxes on Social Security. There's also some big changes to the way we're actually allowed to do SALT and other deductions to minimize what we pay from a tax perspective. But your CPA has got to be aware and got to be planning for that. So we've got to get to work on that.
I know it's 900 plus pages, Evan, but ultimately it's probably not what everyone had on their summer reading list. But ultimately, we know tax implications, they can really derail a retirement plan when all's said and done, can't they?
Well, 100%. I mean, think of it this way. If you make $1, but then you got to give half of it or more to Uncle Sam, and trust me, between capital gains taxes, taxes on your Social Security, taxes on your ordinary income and dividend and interest income, you're going to be giving a huge chunk to Uncle Sam unless we do some proper planning. And with that, we can minimize, in some cases, completely eliminate the taxes that you're paying.
A new tax plan can mean new tax strategies. And if you'd like to learn more, give Atlas Retirement a call today and let them put together a complimentary tax map just for you with absolutely no obligation. Give them a call today, 678-736-7799. Again, that's 678-736-7799 or online at atlasretirement.net. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Don't just ride apart from the crowd, travel above it. The spacious, sumptuous 7-seat GLS SUV wraps thoughtful innovations in ruggedly elegant style and refined luxury. With a long wheelbase for generous room and a smoother ride, the GLS SUV lets you live large without the bulky driving experience. Get an exceptional offer on the 2025 Mercedes-Benz GLS 450 4MATIC SUV. Just $929 per month for 36 months with $87.33 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models during the RBM of Atlanta's fall sales event, now through September 30th. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta, Sandy Springs through September 30th, 2025. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
Hey, this is John Flading. I'm the president and owner of ATL Turf Co. We have become a highly sought-after turf installation company in the Atlanta and North Georgia luxury residential market. The big reason for that is our installers are ATL Turf Co. employees. We do not outsource labor. They are trained to be experts in the turf installation process, drainage, grading. Just go to atlturfco.com to schedule an appointment.
The Morning Extra, starting your day the right way. Weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m.
We are so back in Trump's America.
Yeah, right.
We are back to putting hot people into commercials. Before you know it, we're actually going to have nuclear families on television.
What?
You watch. We are coming back right now.
With a vengeance.
What was it? Carl's Jr., where they used to have hot girls eat burgers. The more of that we get, the more we are healing.
Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station is Extra 106.3.
Hey, baby. Yeah, why is that? Well, that's what I heard. This old Tay-Tay. On this day in 2016, according to the Music Business Association, playlists are now a more popular way to listen to music, more popular than albums. The report said that playlists accounted for more than 30% of all listening time across all demographics. Albums only hit 22%. Single tracks remain the dominant format, accounting for about half of all the music played. Hate. I like her music. I'm sorry to say that. And I hope they're.
I am too.
No, I do. I mean, I have two of her songs. Three. I think I have three. No, wait a minute. I have three of her songs on What's the Matter?
Hand me your man card now.
No, I like her. I do. In fact, I have four songs I think of Tay-Tay on that Flounder put on my Magic Music box. That's true. Well, I
One was almost 40.
I think it's sweet. I think she's finally being a girl and having fun as a loving girl and with a man she trusts
won't
and
last.
respects.
Okay, how much I give him 5 years tops.
Okay,
why? You know why? Because of his temper.
Well, I probably, who knows?
I'm not saying he'll do anything bad. I just think at some point it'll become.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to hit her or anything.
No, I just think he's just got a temper, and at some point it'll be too much.
Well, we'll find out. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Our birthday list includes Bruce Springsteen is 76 today, known for his famous hits "Born to Cheat," "Glory of Cheating," "Dancing in the Dark with Another Woman,"
Cheatland.
I mean, Bruce Springsteen, 76 years old, and he hates America. Screw him.
He does.
I mean, honest to God, in foreign countries he'll bash us, but I mean, it's offensive. What else would he be doing for a living if he didn't have the boys say, that's where I was high school and went to the bar,
Immensely talented musician with the brain cells of a small soap dish.
Yeah.
Telling us how we should vote.
So he can sing on key and he can play the bongos or whatever, the guitar or something. I mean, I don't know what he does. Bongos. Anyway, screw him. No, really, I just screw him. I don't respect him. And it's too bad because, I have Dancing in the Dark on my music stick.
As Ricky Gervais says all the time, is that what makes you people think that you have 80, most of you never even got out of high school, to have the ability to tell other people how to vote and how to live.
Yeah, what would you be doing?
You're actors and musicians, that's great, but...
No, it's wrong.
You're not qualified.
Well, you would think people who really have no business doing things like theatrical performances or something should just shut the hell up and not have...
or be on the radio.
Oh, I'm sorry. Flounder. Sorry.
Me.
All right,
are we ready?
We'll edit that part out there, yes. Seashells, seashore. She sells...
The crazy fox jumped over.
And now, another edition of Not the Kimmers, Rainy Day, Bad Text Theater Playhouse, our gift to you, the little people. Today's episode, Hogan. The scene, a high school classroom. Could be Parkview, could be a real high school like Southwest DeKalb, or maybe a high school for, losers like Columbia Redan. Anyway, it's a history class. So today's lesson is about the history of sports around the world. Sports like the Olympics. The students are all Americans except for an exchange student from Germany named Karl Heinz.
Okay, boys and girls, who can tell me who won the first ever Tour de France?
The German boy raises his hand rigidly at an angle with palm down at first, then quickly realizes his mistake and raises his hand over his head like Americans do.
Yes, Karl-Heinz. Do you know who won the first ever Tour de France?
Yeah, Frau Teacher. It was the 7th Panzer Division.
And
see the Tour de France. He was touring France in a not in a car, but a sports event on the bicycle. No, it was a tank. Oh, Lordy. That's the biggest bicycle I ever saw. Him with a cannon. Oh, see what he did there? Touring the France of the. Oh, God. You know, you don't get this kind of live entertainment. Because we know how much it brightens the otherwise miserable lives of you, the little people, on 106.3, the FAM of Atlanta. And kaboom. There you are. Well done.
For the YouTube folks watching, there's actually some...
Oh, they were doing the emotions for when they go along with the script. It's it goes right to here. It goes right into the heart.
How many times did we say it was Karl Heinz?
14. I don't know, 2 once.
What did you call him?
Karl Heinz?
Karl Heinz?
Hans, Heinz, either way is fine. That's really, what the...
How do you pronounce that, Karl Heinz? Karl Heinz?
No, it's all good. It's all good. Let's see. You're going to hear from Marco Rubio taking George Skankonopoulos for a ride down the Parkway here in a second. First of all, as part of Donald Trump's arrival in New York for the UN meeting, where honestly, if you missed it, I couldn't take my eyes off the TV screen. They were coming it live when he did his speech, and he's saying, "You haven't done squat. You haven't done squat. You're making it worse for everybody." I mean, he just read the riot act to him the whole time. Was freaking hysterical. We'll play some more of it for you again if you missed it earlier. And in the meantime, the traffic, of course, was a mess. When you have the president and all the world leaders coming to the United Nations, New York is basically shut down traffic-wise and transportation things, including to the president of France, Emmanuel Macron. He apparently had his police escort stopped him, and he had to wait because Donald Trump's motorcade was arriving. So the footage shows the French president stranded outside his car on the road after leaving the headquarters, and the police officer says, "I'm sorry, Mr. President of France, everything's kind of frozen because, his counterpart's coming down." So Macron actually calls Donald Trump and says, "I'm waiting in the street right now because everything is frozen for you," he tells Donald Trump. And then the French president is forced to walk down the street with his bodyguards, who opened only for pedestrians. And the footage showed Macron going viral on social media while Donald Trump goes by. Some reaction. That's not just a mix-up. That's a power signal. When world leaders get parked so Trump can pass, it tells you everything you need to know who commands respect in the room. Another, Macron learns who runs things in America, even off duty. Humiliating. The French president stuck on the curb while Donald Trump's motorcade rolls by like a king's parade. This is not an awkward moment. This is a protocol breach and a serious insult, another said. His popularity in France, by the way, is like 14% now. And there's riots and protests in France, and everything else is going crazy.
This stupid broad, the daughter of the would-be assassin, tried to run and jump into the car that they were dragging the crazy man out with. And she goes running toward it, trying to make him some kind of hero. And she's trying to make herself a name, probably get some money out of this, and runs toward it like they're going to stop it and let her go in and hug him or something.
Yeah, she screams, "I love you," as her would-be assassin.
She tried to stop the whole thing for a crazy man who tried to kill the president.
Well, I guess the old apple in the tree thing, huh? I mean, the woman is a buxom blonde.
And she thinks she's going to be a hero to the left now.
She's all ticked off. She's walking like, "I'll show you." Hey, honey, that was your daddy who wanted to kill the president. You ought to be
ashamed.
I mean, seriously.
Should be ashamed. Instead, she makes a spectacle of herself.
Yeah.
Whole family's deranged, it looks like.
I mean, you're going to see the video. When you get home, watching TV, you'll see her just making a spectacle of herself.
She'll be on with Rachel Maddow at some point, crying that it was a
unfair
miscarriage of justice.
Yeah, racism, probably. 347, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Rubio taking on Stephanopoulos next with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on Tuesday.
She'll just be on Rachel Maddow.
He could there be on her. Everybody, who hasn't? I mean, who hasn't? Oh, no, speak for yourself. 347, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder there. It's a Tuesday.
Miss any of the show? No sweat. Grab your Extra 106.3 app and listen to show replays whenever you want. Download the Extra app now for Apple and Android by searching for XTRA 106.3.
Ever dreamed of taking batting practice like a big leaguer? Now's your chance to swing for the fences right on the field at Truist Park, just like your favorite Braves players. Grab your crew and enjoy 45 unforgettable minutes of on-field action. Whether you're a diehard fan or just looking for a legendary experience, this is your moment to shine. Visit Braves.com/FanBP to see more details and to purchase this experience starting October 2nd through the 18th. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves country.
Looking for the perfect car, truck, or SUV? Jim Ellis Buick GMC has you covered. With a huge selection of new and used vehicles, finding the right fit is easy.
Whether it's a Buick Enclave or Envision, a GMC Acadia or Yukon, or the power of the Sierra and Canyon trucks, and the best part, you're never alone in the process.
Their expert sales team helps match you with the right vehicle, while their finance specialists make buying simple and stress-free.
With decades of experience, Jim Ellis Buick GMC understands the importance of offering an expansive inventory that fits every driving performance, style, and budget need. Plus, every new Buick and GMC comes with cutting-edge technology, premium comfort, and advanced safety features so you can drive with confidence.
Already a Buick or GMC owner? Well, keep it running like new with their state-of-the-art service center staffed by factory-trained technicians who know your vehicle inside and out. Start your search at JimEllisBuickGMC.com or shop in person in Chamblee off Peachtree Boulevard, inside the perimeter, or in Beaufort off Highway 20 near 985. Jim Ellis, Buick GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, it's Tug. I was raised to respect my neighbors, and they've got plenty to say about Southern Exteriors. Sarah from Covington, very professional, no hassle, and great quality. Will from Jackson, the crew showed up on time, worked efficiently, and left everything spotless. Jennifer from Jenkinsburg summed it up. Awesome, caring, professional. That's Southern Exteriors. Trusted by me, trusted by your neighbors. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co.
There are nut jobs on the road. Who knows where they learn to drive? If one of them hits you, don't take care of it on your own. Call my friend David Van Sant, 855-GA-INJURY. Van Sant Law, one of Georgia's top-rated personal injury lawyers and car accident firms. Time is of the essence. Don't waste any. The longer you wait to get the right lawyer, the longer it takes to get the compensation you deserve. Call Van Sant Law today. The number is 855-GA-INJURY. VanSantLaw.com.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well, because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretired.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Got a double Paul McCartney thing for you here in our music list today. 1969, the Northern Star newspaper of Northern Illinois University, on this day in 1969, ran a story that Paul McCartney was dead, killed in a car crash 3 years earlier, and they used a look-alike to replace him. Radio station in Detroit picked up the claim, went worldwide. That was in this day in 1969. Later in October, In 1969, the hoax was so well entrenched, Paul McCartney came out of seclusion at his Scottish farm to deny it, saying, "Do I look dead? I'm fit as a fiddle." That was 1969. Same day, fast forward to 2013. Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood, California, shut down for a 15-song set by Paul McCartney on the roof of the El Capitan Theater. A crowd of some 10,000 people listened from the street below. It followed Paul McCartney's appearance on this day in 2013 on The Jimmy Kimmel Show in 2013. Was that back when he was doing girls bouncing on trampolines, and it was really funny? When Jimmy Kimmel did The Man, was it The Man Show he did? And when he had that little, like that 12 or 13-year-old kid, and he would go up to girls on the beach and say, "Hey, can you buy me a beer?" And he'd start laughing. He'd say, how much to take your top off? Or something. I mean, just unbelievable stuff. It was funny as hell. I mean, it was just silly and raunchy and stupid, but it was funny and it was harmless, and it wasn't like he was attacking America. And then all of a sudden, here we go.
How did a second-rate buffoon get elevated to that position?
I know. But again, doing that show is fine.
With very little talent.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because that was, girls bouncing on a trampoline.
I'm talking about the Jimmy Kimmel Live show. How did ABC decide he was the guy?
I know. I don't.
When there's so many more talented people that could have done that.
I don't know.
And put on a quality show. I could never watch it. It wasn't that amusing.
And again, he was great for what he did. I mean, that was fine. It was silly, stupid, and it was, the young kids made fun of it and had, okay. But all of a sudden, he's got this $20 million a year business with this thing. We're going to talk about
Imagine a conservative talk show host, not blackface, black body and blackface, pretending to be a black player in the NBA.
NBA player, that's right.
And getting away with that and not being canceled.
Well, Ted Danson did blackface with Whoopi Goldberg.
Got a lot of trouble for him.
Yeah, but he's still doing commercials. He's doing commercials every 20 minutes. You're seeing him on TV making $10 million a year or more. I mean, so here we go. All right, quick history listing for you. And we're going to talk about Jimmy Kimmel here in a second. First, Thunder, we're going to do Marco Rubio soundbite. I swear to God, I'm going to get to it here in a moment. You got to hear this thing. On this day in 1779, a little salute to Tug here, former Navy guy, a sailor, Swabby. On this day in 1779, Jean Paul Jones and the Bonhomme Richard captures the British ship Serapis in the most famous battle of the American Revolution. 1779. This day, it was during this battle that John Paul Jones has said to have declared, "I have not yet begun to fight," after he was ordered to surrender by the captain of the Serapis. The captain of the Serapis eventually himself had to surrender. The Bonhomme Richard was damaged beyond repair in the battle, and Jones took command of the Serapis. So he not only made the guy surrender, he took his freaking boat.
Think of the balls to go over to England, the premier navy in the world, and hang around off their coast and attack their ships.
The British Empire ran everything. I mean, this is the British Empire.
Royal Navy.
Yeah. Hard to believe.
And took this little ship over there.
It's hard to believe. I mean, my God, Anyway, okay, Marco Rubio on the Good Morning America with ABC's guy, George Sklakopoulos. And George Sklakopoulos tried to get him to say that America's been killing people all over the world by cutting back the money from the U.S. aid program. Well, Marco Rubio is having nothing of it. Flounder, if you will, sir.
But are you standing by that comment? You're saying that no one has died?
Now. That's
no one has died because of the aid cuts? Are all those aid organizations
That's
lying?
ridiculous. Well, first of all, then they died because England didn't give enough money, or Canada didn't give more, or China did. Let's blame the other countries who don't do any foreign aid. How about China? I mean, China's the second largest economy in the world. They don't give money to these
So you're
projects.
no longer disputing that the aid cuts have cost people's lives. You're no longer disputing that.
It didn't. I think anybody who tells you that somehow it's the United States, if we cut $1, somehow we're responsible for some horrific thing that's going on in the world is just not true. One of the reasons why some of these places didn't get the aid is not because we cut the aid. It's because there's a war going on and the aid never got to the people. Look at Haiti. One of the reasons why aid can't be distributed in Haiti is you can send all the aid in the world you want. It gets hijacked and stolen by criminal gangs that control the country. And so they're the ones to blame for whatever happening there, not us who provided more aid than anybody else.
Let me just try one more time. Are you standing by
the world?
Are you standing by your contention that no one has died
because the United States has cut aid? No. People have died because gangs steal the aid. aid. People have died because the distributors of aid have not done well. People have died because other countries haven't stepped up. But the United States has saved more lives and continues to save more lives than any other country in the world. And we're going to continue to do it, but we're going to do it the right way and in a responsible way.
Thank you.
I mean,
He's
unbelievable. Right. And freaking stepping out and saying, well, let me try one more time to get you to admit that America's killed people around the world. We didn't kill people because they couldn't see Sesame Street in Afghanistan. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is unbelievable.
Well, so 90% of the aid went to the despots and the dictators who stole it?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you going to say?
No, it's just they're looking for a soundbite. He asked the same question 3 different times to try and get him to answer yes.
Say what I want you to say.
Finally, Rubio and J.D. Vance, we're not taking this crap anymore. And these guys are smart enough and they're quick enough. That's the thing. That's what I respect the most. Is that bam, they've got the answer. They know what they're talking about, and they're saying right now.
Why are they going on the legacy media? And the legacy media is only trying to spin their words.
That's right.
Just go on this. Go on these other places where the actual Americans watch now. We don't watch ABC anymore.
If I were a reporter, I would go find out exactly what Rubio was saying and prove to show what's been happening by the gangbangers and the leaders and the tribal chieftains who are stealing all the money. That's the story.
You'd be fired.
Instead of trying to blame America, go find out the truth. And what a great story that would be.
Yeah, most of the money in USAID was given to Democratic or liberal
paybacks
organizations for payback,
NGOs,
or overseas to get paid and kickbacks.
Yeah. Flounder, how about a Flounder's funny? Got enough time?
If you've never had a new baby before, I'll tell you what it's like right now, okay? Having a new baby, it's like this. Every day, on a scale of 1 to 10, you just get a bunch of 1s and 10s. 2 through 9, take a hike. I haven't seen those numbers for a long time. Every day, there's a bunch of 10s where you're like, oh my goodness, we made a miracle. What a blessing. And then there's a bunch of 1s where you're like, homie, just go to sleep. Like, you know how you're mad right now? Because you're tired? Just go to sleep. There's a lot of that every day.
You know, I remember the first time that I screamed at my daughter Jennifer. It was in graduate school. We had her when I was in graduate school at Michigan State, and she was screaming and screaming and screaming and wouldn't stop. And I remember screaming at her, and I thought to myself, oh my God, what are you doing? I mean, I scared me so bad I never did it again. Because I couldn't help her. And I didn't know what to do.
Shut up!
It was awful. Oh, it was awful. I never did it again. Oh, God. Anyway, 4 o'clock, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. I didn't, bad stuff. It scared me more than it scared her. Anyway, look, here we go. Look.
Streaming across Georgia on the Extra 106.3 app. This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
This is a Fox News alert. A would-be assassin is convicted on Lisa Brady. Ryan Ruth, guilty on all counts in a second Trump assassination attempt on a golf course last September. He represented himself and argued there was no intent to kill. His daughter screaming that he didn't hurt anybody and that the trial was rigged as the verdict was read. But Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche tells Fox the evidence was overwhelming of Ruth stalking and researching then candidate Trump's movements and then waiting on the golf course for hours.
If it wasn't for the work, honestly, of a rock star Secret Service agent who saw the muzzle of the gun pointing out of the bushes, who knows what would have happened. So while I'm very sympathetic to the family because of what they've had to go through, make no mistake about it, Mr. Ruth was a calculated attempted assassin.
Ruth could face life in prison when he's sentenced in December. His reaction to the verdict was trying to stab himself in the neck with a pen in the courtroom before being restrained by several U.S. Marshals. President Trump telling reporters a short time ago the case was well handled.
And it's very important. You can't let things like that happen. Nothing to do with me, but a president or even a person. You can't allow that to happen. And so justice was served, and we'll see what happens.
The president thanking everyone involved, including in a social media post, the witness who spotted Ruth running from the scene and alerted law enforcement with very detailed information. This as the president continues meetings with other world leaders at the United Nations after after a speech critical of the UN earlier today, at one point calling uncontrolled migration a crisis and accusing the UN of funding it. He also defended the U.S. withdrawal from the Paris Climate Change Accord, arguing it hurts industrialized nations that follow the rules, while any progress is wiped out by rule-breaking polluters. Stocks finish lower, the Dow down more than 100 points at the bell. America's listening to Fox News.
Allie Dwyer and her 3 sons lost their hero, Stephen. Serving our country in the United States Army was Stephen's calling, and flying helicopters was his passion. Stephen was killed in a Black Hawk helicopter crash over the Mediterranean Sea. Thanks to friends like you, Tunnel to Towers provided his family with a mortgage-free home, giving them security and hope in their darkest hours. Help more families like the Dwyers. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
You're great at protecting your data, but lots of places could still expose you to identity theft. If that happens, LifeLock gives you the U.S.-based restoration agent who will stick by your side from start to finish. Phone calls, filing documentation, preparing insurance claims. Your agent handles it all. In fact, they're so confident restoration is guaranteed or your money back. It's nice to have an expert like that on your side. Save up to 40% off your first year with promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's your Tuesday? Little sting here for you. But 23 years ago at the Oscars, musical winners 2002 included Sting, won Best Musical Performance for Sting in Tuscany. All This Time, that's what it was called. And Best Reality TV Show went to the Osbournes at the Oscars in 2002. Okay. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? Birthday list, Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie is 47. I don't know these things, but you may know him as Falcon in the Marvel movies. Anthony Mackie, 47, Falcon Marvel movies. Also, the new Captain America.
Not really.
That's what it says. It says
not very good.
It made him your new Captain America, is what it says here, but I don't think he's
They're
really
trying, but it ain't working.
Yeah. He was also Papa Doc in 8 Mile.
He's a good actor, though.
Tupac in Notorious. Yeah. And Sergeant Sanborn in The Hurt Locker. Anthony Mackie, 47.
There's only one Captain America. Let's enough. Let's put it to rest. And
those movies are on a lot too. And for some reason I don't click on and watch them. I don't know why.
What's wrong with you?
I'm wrong. There's something.
Thunderbolts was good. I was impressed by Thunderbolts. They kind of found themselves again after they've been drifting for a while.
Yeah. Well, again, I feel like I'm caught up in the middle, and I don't know I really don't know the characters, and I don't.
I grew up reading the books. Yeah. So, but then I quit reading back in the '80s. So there's a lot of characters I don't know either.
Yeah, I never read any of it. I was a Superman guy. Batman had no interest to me.
No, you're a DC guy.
I'm a DC guy. I'm sorry.
a Marvel guy.
I used to play Superman with Susie Graves next door. I take a towel around my neck and I had a cape, and she'd make me cookies. I was 7. Can Kimmy come over and play? Sure. And my mother would send me over to Susie's house. She was one whose father was a psychiatrist, and they believed in whatever the kid wants, the kid gets. They would have a dinner party. My parents would tell me that. They would have a dinner party, and Susie would come down at 9 o'clock. She'd wake up, and he'd say, Mom and Dad, I want you to read me a story. He says, okay, hold on, folks. And Father would go up there and read her a story.
That's why we have people sitting in the middle of highways.
Yeah.
Because no one told them no.
Yeah, this was like 1954 or so, or 56 or
Kids
whatever.
need to be told no sometimes.
Yeah. On this day in history, 1952, and by the way, I'm kind of proud of this. I have actually a double whammy history thing. I'll do one now, and then I'll do a related history thing about the same thing with a different person and a different format a short bit later. On this day in 1952, Vice Presidential candidate Richard Nixon gives his famous speech explaining a campaign fund of $18,000 that he was accused of using for personal expenses. Richard Nixon on TV said, the only personal gift I've ever received was a little dog named Checkers, and my daughters love this little dog, and I'm not giving him back. There was an outpouring of public sympathy that kept him on the ticket for vice president. His speech was watched or heard by 60 million Americans, the largest TV audience ever at that time, 1952. And the term Checkers speech is now a meaning with emotional speech by any particular politician. Nixon gave his speech on the 8th anniversary of Franklin D. Roosevelt's speech about his dog, and I'll give that story a little bit later on. But I remember the Checker speech. He said, my daughters love that little dog, and I'm not giving him back. And it worked. It worked. What a time. 404-741-1230. 407, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Great to have you. If you can, Braves won, but they're back in town, or they're still tonight, and this is...
They're here till the end.
5 games, and that's it.
5 games left, baby.
I can't believe it.
Time to go. I would have wandered across the street after work today, but I probably won't.
Well, in fact, the other
you should
night,
do it. They're only here for a few more days.
In fact, the other night I did. I took you and Flounder, you guys at me, because I'm the only single guy in the whole freaking building.
Well, tomorrow's a day game, so we can. Well, I mean,
you two should go over there.
Yeah, we should walk over there for a little bit.
Well, then we should. Well, okay, I've got...
I am.
Yeah.
What have you got to do? Well, is it a day game?
Yeah.
Well, then you're doing the show.
Yeah.
Well, if it's a 1 o'clock game or a 12:40
go there
start.
1 o'clock and look around.
Well, by the time you get out and you go down and you walk over there and you get in the ball.
God, it's always something.
Oh, my God. You have to go through security. You got to take the elevator. I mean, it's a thing. It just takes 15 minutes and you go there and then you come back and you get back into work and all of a sudden I'm on the air.
If I get them to bring the Braves hovercraft over here to pick you up.
Well, you guys, I've tried to be more like you guys. As the only guy with just by myself in this whole freaking building. And the other night, in fact, after work, I said, you know what? I'm going to go over and have a drink and try to flirt with some girls and see what happens. And walk across the street. I went over there and went to above those little stand-up stands, and I'm just standing there. I'm up there with a little like 4-person thing there, and this little like a 50-year-old little hottie comes rolling over and starts talking to me for a second, and she says, "You here all by yourself there, handsome?" And I said, "Yeah." She says, "Oh, great. Then you won't mind if I take this other stool for the friends over there at the net." I mean, it's just, it just can't happen. It's just it's not worth it.
All right, let me give you a little tip. You, as a single man, don't sit at the foretop.
Well,
you go to the bar where the people are.
I don't know what. I don't know anything. I'm not. I just
go
can't.
to Outback and sit at the bar and eat dinner. You'll meet people.
I couldn't meet anybody if I went to Johnny's Hideaway.
Well, then you are.
Yeah, if you can't get laid at Johnny's Hideaway.
Let's walk in. The average age goes just under deceased.
The last time I was in Johnny's Hideaway, they threw me off the dance floor because I was making a mess of things.
You should go with Greg Pachano.
I was trying to do the electric slide or whatever the hell.
We know 2 of their DJs, for God's sake, Spencer and Greg.
I know.
They're always saying you guys should come by.
Yeah, we should. I'll drive my chopper over there one night just for the hell of it. See what happens to clear the place out. Oh, mercy. Anyway, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder.
Wear a sport jacket. You have to have a sport jacket.
Oh, I
found that out.
In fact, I've got a closet full of sport jackets I've never worn, and I should give them away. Or in fact, I've got clothes. I've got a whole. I probably have 30 pairs of jeans and 20 pairs of khaki slacks and stuff that I've got to get rid of.
Take them to the thrift store.
I'm kind of like the Vietnam veterans or something.
Salvation Army or Vietnam veterans.
I've got probably 10 or 12 sport jackets I've literally never worn. Maybe I've worn one once or something or other. Now I've got a few that I do keep that are really good ones, but these are I bought like they were on sale or 3-for-1 kind of deal when I first got here, and so I bought a bunch in case I needed them, and I never needed them. So anyway,
you should bring in some of the sports jackets, the older ones, and we'll just grade them.
You know what?
On
I'll
the
do?
air.
You know what I'll do? I'm going to make a note.
We'll grade them.
Tuxedos.
You're going to come in with a tuxedo on?
I've got old tuxedos and dinner jackets that I haven't worn. If the old big wide thing, I'm going to bring those in and we'll look them at on the air.
If I'm going to be impotent, I'm going to look impotent.
In fact, if I'll bring in some sport jackets and see if anybody wants them.
Well, I don't need any, but.
Flounder, do you ever? I think these are a 42. You could wear these.
We'll take a gander, maybe.
I'll bring. Oh my God! I'll bring them.
Veronica will throw them out.
I'll bring you like a half. I'll bring like a half a dozen sport jackets in tomorrow.
That'll be funny.
Now, in fact, Veronica should be here to have you try them on, and we'll get a little on YouTube. We'll do a little. Oh my God!
Twirl, walk the catwalk,
oh,
work it.
And now this look at the news.
Too sexy for my coat.
I love it. Kimmer Pete found, if you just joined us, this guy Ruth got found guilty, and his daughter's making a fool of herself. They're trying to be, me business, screaming and yelling and getting involved. He tried to stab himself in the neck with his pen or something, and they wrestled him. I mean,
he took a pencil drawing of it.
Yeah. Hey, and the courtroom artist did a sketch, a charcoal sketch of the guy with her neck with his hand.
Them holding him.
Oh, man. I mean, well, it's pretty fun. I mean, it happened. So, I mean, but again, what a collector's item that is, by the way.
You notice they have to put the name of the artist up when they show it.
Oh, sure they do.
Lothar Spear.
Really?
Like Spear from World War II.
No
Spear.
kidding. S-P-I-E-R Spear?
No, S-P-E-E-R.
Oh.
Like Albert Speer.
Albert Speer, yes. Well, speaking of Albert Speer, Sinclair Broadcasting people are not going to air Jimmy Kimmel tonight. He goes back on the air tonight. Flounder Pete, any guesses on whether Jimmy Kimmel will double down, be offensive?
He will not apologize. He will be surreptitiously, like he did today. He posted a picture of him with the dead Norman Lear, who was a big free speech advocate, saying, I miss this guy today. I mean, basically, he's already taken shots. He'll do what he always does. He's a smarmy little buffoon, and he'll take his little shots. Because he's now a hero to the left.
I think the worst thing that's going to happen is that he's going to complain that he beat the censorship by the government in order to keep his free speech, which had nothing to do with anything. The government had nothing to do with it. FCC, nothing to do with it. Free speech, nothing to do with it. It was free enterprise.
Even if the FCC wanted
he won free speech. He showed that free speech for the liberals are still alive in America. He's going to make a thing showing that they should keep it up.
But the left told us that the tyrant, dictator, the authoritarian in the White House had personally ordered him to be taken off the air.
Right.
So how is he back on the air?
Right, exactly. If that's true, how could the Nazi let him go back on the air?
Yeah. If he's really a king,
but all those
you
things,
wouldn't be on the air, buddy.
All those things don't matter. I mean, I know it just doesn't matter.
Reality and truth doesn't matter to them.
It's just like they got caught saluting when Tucker Carlson got fired for free speech, and when Trump got banned from X and Twitter free speech, they didn't care about it then.
Well, Joe Rogan has just outed a thing on his show, or did last night, that basically TMZ erupted in cheers when they said that Charlie was dead. That the staffers at TMZ
I thought that was because of a car crash or something. They denied it. That was a real thing. Yeah. Remember when the story broke? Oh my God! Hold on. When that story broke, when the announcement was made, there were cheers in the background of the TMZ studio. The TMZ guy said later had to explain, saying, "Oh no, they were celebrating because the cops caught somebody at a car crash or something." Crap. So
Joe
now
Rogan
it turns out that Joe Rogan says they were cheering that Charlie Kirk got. Oh my God, Charlie Kirk got. Oh my
Are you
God,
shocked? TMZ?
Yeah, I am shocked. You would think that they would be a little more.
Have you seen those people?
Well,
no, they do a good job in what they do.
Yeah, I actually haven't. I don't watch it. I don't watch TMZ.
Well, they get it. I think don't they get things first a lot of times?
Yeah,
they
do.
Pay?
It's like the National Enquirer's the one that broke the Lewinsky scandal.
Yeah, but TMZ's got a little more gravitas than that. But don't they pay?
I think they do.
Because that's if you go to TMZ, they'll pay you what. Yeah. So they go there first.
But that's why they also get scoops.
Allegedly.
Well, that's unbelievable.
Well, Joe Rogan says that that's what his people say.
Holy cow! I mean, that's really Well, you should, as long as you know. If you know what the truth is, make your own decisions, but you should be able to know the truth to base it on. So that's good to know. TMZ. All right, 4:15 already. Holy mackerel. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's only Tuesday. My.
It's time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Well, it seems that Jimmy Kimmel is going to return to the air tonight. And if you're surprised by that, I'm guessing you have Candy Crush on your iPhone and your iPad. And as somebody said on X, used to be called Twitter, now that Jimmy Kimmel is going to be back on the air, I'm going to watch him twice as much as I used to. And 2 times 0 is 0. Now, when I was talking to the guys this morning, after waking up and figuring I'm in the Central Time Zone and was late, I suspect that Jimmy Kimmel would still be off the air, maybe permanently, if the chairman of the FCC had not become involved. Ted Cruz said it pretty well yesterday. The chairman, Mr. Carr, delivered an ultimatum to ABC. Either you take care of Jimmy Kimmel or we will. Classic gang tactic. So I'm going to just say this again and hope that it sinks into a few more heads. The majority of Americans get their news from the broadcast media. Our founding fathers, when they were writing the Bill of Rights, never could even comprehend the idea of people getting their news from anything other than the written word. Hence, freedom of the press, not freedom of the radio, not freedom of the TV, freedom of the press. The FCC can't order a newspaper to stop publishing. That's why Mike Lukovich still has a job. And whatever happened to Cynthia Tucker anyway? So, FCC, get back to doing the only legitimate task you have, protecting property rights in broadcast frequencies, and let the people decide where they're going to get their news unfettered by government action. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Some remodelers are too big to care, others too small to count on. Southern Exteriors hits the sweet spot. Big company buying power with hometown heart. Hates Tug, and I trust them for siding, roofing, gutters, windows, and doors. Over 1,000 projects a year, top materials fast, prices fair, and jobs on track. Plus 25 years of true local care. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co.
We're going to need more time to talk about Peach State Windows because, Peach State Windows, you have these specials on the beautiful double-hung vinyl things. They got all kinds of deals going on, financing up to like 12 months and good credit, stuff like that. Also, the hardy plank siding or any, whatever siding your house may need to make it look better. That's what they have suppliers all over the country. That's why they do so much for so little. They're saving you so much money. And I have to mention this, too. They will give you a free safety check for your deck to make sure it's up to code. It's not a sales thing. It's just to make sure it works. If you need something fixed, they can take care of that for you. PeachStateWindows.com.
Hey, it's Front Office Lowe's, and running a business is tough. Juggling clients, employees, cash flow. Why worry about IT? iTech Atlanta can keep your systems running securely and smoothly so that you can focus on your business, minimize downtime, and protect against cyber threats, all at a predictable, fixed, low monthly cost. For 25 years, iTech Atlanta has been helping businesses just like yours. They would love to manage your IT on time and under budget. Learn more. Visit iTechAtlanta.com. We manage your IT so you can manage your business.
A company that has been trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years has already done their hometown homework, like having the very best people, fair, honest pricing, exceptional customer service, and a focus on high-quality work. That's us. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Sometimes new isn't better, like out-of-town home improvement companies invading Atlanta with their inflated pricing and subpar work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.
This fall, the gridiron calls, which means you'll be road tripping to games across the South, and you'll need a reliable ride to get you there. And Subaru of Gwinnett has the vehicle for you. But a new car, truck, or SUV from Subaru of Gwinnett is about way more than just getting to the games. It's about getting the family home. It's about getting to work safely, but it's also about getting the most out of every adventure. If you're driven by an adventurous heart, the 2025 Subaru Outback shares your spirit with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Or maybe it's the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. It holds the road with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, and it holds everything you need for the tailgate. And no matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com and let your adventurous mind run wild. Then stop in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth.
Backyard, ballpark, or campsite, if there's fire, you can grill. At Southern Thunder Barbecue School, our Grill with the Pros class puts you in the action. In just 4 hours, you'll master steakhouse quality steaks, thick-cut pork chops, chicken quarters, veggie kebabs, and wings. It's a hands-on training under the tutelage of barbecue grand champions. When the cooking is complete, you'll feast. Don't just grill like a pro. Register now at SouthernThunderBarbecue.com. That's SouthernThunderBBQ.com.
That's right, man. Be happy, man. Yeah. Yeah, a little Bob Marley for you here, if you don't mind. 1980 was on this day. Bob Marley collapsed on stage during a concert at the Stanley Theater in Pittsburgh. Bob Marley collapsed in New York Central Park jogging 2 days before and was told to immediately cancel his U.S. leg of the tour. After he collapsed 2 days earlier, collapsed again on stage, but he flew to Pittsburgh anyway to perform one last show. And in fact, it was the last time Bob Marley ever performed on stage in public. Mm-hmm. And he died of cancer, and this was 1980. He died of cancer the next May, 1981.
In Switzerland, I believe.
Yeah, from toe cancer.
Yeah.
Which is, I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, he wouldn't go to the doctor enough.
Yeah. Kimmer P. Flounder. Birthdays include Julio Iglesias, described here at 82 years old as a master Spanish swordsman, and Enrique Iglesias' father, 82-year-old Julio Iglesias.
So he's good with a rapier.
He's a rapier, sure. Yeah. Unleash that monster sword. But now,
pardon me,
the story of the Jetsons in 1962, the first TV show presented in color on ABC.
Really?
Was the Jetsons. This day in 1962, Sunday night, Hanna-Barbera, George Jetson, Jane, his wife, daughter Jetson, Judy, son Elroy, living in Orbit City 100 years into the future. The family had Astro the dog and Rosie the robot served as their maid. The show had 24 episodes. After the last one aired, they put it on Saturday morning and aired it back and forth between CBS and NBC for 20 years.
Just 24 episodes?
24 episodes, and they played it again on Saturday morning for 20 years.
Where did he work?
Hold on now.
Oh, damn it.
Let's see.
Where he
In
worked.
1985, brand new episodes, complete with the show's original voices, were all created to mix with the old and were shown in syndication for another couple of years. In 1990, the Space Age family made its way to the big screen for the Jetsons, the movie. They were in the year 2062, flying cars, robots, holograms, numerous labor-saving devices. George works 1 hour a day, 2 days a week. Don Messick, who voiced Astro, also did the voice for Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? And only a few ABC stations had color broadcasting, but it was the first ABC color. I don't know where he were. I forgot.
Spacely Sprockets.
The Jetsons. Holy smoke.
CNN just showed something, or he just showed it on his show. Will Kane.
Yeah.
That last year, she was -5, Kamala. Her ratings?
Yeah.
It's -13 now.
Oh, and again, in fact, I feel bad because I'm supposed to be a talk show host, and I'm a news guy at heart. And the fact of the matter is, I don't want to hear her talk. She's making her rounds now. She did her first interview, and just go away. I'm so offended by this woman that she shows up and she acts like she's Queen freaking Tut. I mean, she pretends like she knows what she's talking about, that her words have some kind of meaning, and she's just garbage.
Empty.
She's a freaking fake and a liar. She's a traitor to her country. She'll do anything for power. She has no standards, no moxie, no background, no character. I'd still love to see any of her closing arguments that she actually wrote and said in a courtroom.
Yeah.
Seriously.
We haven't seen any, have we?
None. Not one.
Yeah.
You'd think she would be releasing them. If she was so proud of her closing arguments to get these criminals off the streets, you would know it by now.
Yeah, you'd know it.
She would have said it on stage. She would have said, as I said once when I convicted the mastermind of the cartel, America will never stand for the kind of... Yeah, seriously, boy, I would.
This shall not stand.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Freaking fake, dirty, rotten side piece tramp.
But let her run and Gavin Newsom run
please.
And split the California vote.
Well, and Gavin Newsom, the worst governor of the worst state ever. I mean, one thing after another
He's
with this
destroyed
guy.
that state.
He looks like a presidential candidate. He's Gary Hart, and he's, it's just all of them in one. It's just, oh, my God.
But he's perfect for the country right now. It's not your content or your character.
Yeah.
It's what you look like.
Oh, it's so disgusting. A couple of quick updates. That guy, Routh guy, got convicted, and he tried to stab himself in the neck. And again, there's a charcoal sketch of the angles of his arm trying to stab him. We're laughing because and his daughter's making a fool of herself. I mean, she's just prancing around like she's all ticked off and screaming and interfering, and God, lock her up. And the Jimmy Kimmel thing. He's on the air again tonight. There's no. Obviously, he's going to claim that he has claimed some kind of victory for the left to show Donald Trump he cannot clamp down on free speech in America. I guarantee those words are going to come out in some order about how he showed Donald Trump that the Republicans cannot stop free speech in this country, which had nothing to do with Trump or free speech or anything else.
Even if they tried, the Supreme Court would throw it out.
Yeah,
they can't. They didn't even try.
Yeah, of course, obviously. So anyway,
so the FCC guy ran his mouth, but he's got no power.
Yeah, he is an idiot. He never should have said anything. It was always going to be misinterpreted. He laid it on like a ball on the tee for the Democrats.
Yeah,
that shows the FCC is trying to say no. They're not. He should have shut up. Has nothing to do with networks, nothing to do with free speech of networks or people on a network show at all. Nothing. They have no power for cable, no power for MSNBC or all those stations or Fox everything or anybody else. Anyway, okay. Sinclair will not air Jimmy Kimmel tonight when he goes back. And neither will Next Star, NEX Star, which has 32 affiliates. But between the two of them, they have about 25 or 30% of all the ABC TV stations, including some big ones. And they're not going to play Jimmy Kimmel, at least temporarily, until what? I don't know. Now, Sinclair says that Jimmy Kimmel has to make an apology to the widow and the family.
He may say something to the family. May.
Well, if he says anything, it won't be an apology and it won't be an I'm sorry. It'll be if there's a misinterpretation of what we're standing for in this country of the so-and-so, something like that as a,
And he can't
nonsense.
say, as Clay and Buck pointed out, he can't say this was a joke that went awry. It's not the joke that got him in trouble. It was the blatant lie that it was Republicans that killed Charlie.
Right. The political switcheroo. And
the big lie is what he was doing what Goebbels used to do, the big lie.
And in fact, you know what? I think I passed over it. Here we go. We're going to talk about Van Jones here in a second. Van Jones was talking about the last message that Charlie Kirk left him. And Van Jones said, unfortunately, before I could even respond, Charlie Kirk was killed, seemingly assassinated for the words he's spoken, though the killer's exact motives are still being investigated. Oh, please. I mean, they can't stop. What do you mean still being investigated? My God, he was in love with a woodchuck. And, stop, you're killing me. Jesus. I mean, seriously, what's wrong with these people? It's still being investigated. Why? We'll never know why for that. Oh, my God. Anyway, we'll get to it. All right, hold on. So Sinclair and Nexstar are not going to cover Charlize for a while. But when he went back on, when he was announcing he was going back on the air, some of the reactions were, oh, goody. In MAGA circles, the move was derided. Megyn Kelly said, must be nice to be a leftist. Cancellation lasts 5 nights and you're right back under the Klieg lights. Matt Walsh, Kimmel's show was put on pause for 3 days and leftists will look us dead in the eyes and tell us this was a greater attack on free speech than the shooting and killing of Charlie Kirk. That's what he's going to say. Scott Jennings, CNN, we're going to talk more about this guy too. So basically, this employer suspended him for being an insensitive proc, but we don't live in an authoritarian regime. Got it. Liberals, of course, are celebrating anyway that Charlie Kirk, even though he's not going to be covered by about a quarter of the stations or more. And 429. And Keith Olbermann's back in the news, speaking of Scott Jennings. And this is pretty freaking serious, and someone needs to take care of Keith Olbermann in some way or another, maybe illegally. Keith Olbermann posted a social media thing yesterday in which he clearly threatened conservative CNN analyst Scott Jennings. Scott Jennings is the one who makes sense of all those panel things that we play every time we get a chance, we'll play his stuff. Olbermann said, "You're next, mother blanker," about Keith Olbermann.
About
talking
Scott
about about Charlie Kirk.
No, but
keep mugging to the camera, he says. And another deleted tweet grabs Jennings retweeted from Grage while tagging FBI Director Kash Patel. Olbermann responding to a tweet from Jennings. Now we get the fascists off Real TV. You'd mean your career's next, Jennings. Send a tape to Real America's Voice. Keep mugging to the camera, amateur. You're next, mother blanker. Burn in hell, Sinclair, along with Charlie Kirk. That's Keith Olbermann. What happened to him? He used to be, if not respected, he was at least entertaining, but at least he had a thing, and it was but what the hell happened? I mean, he's acting crazy.
When he started on MSNBC, the show was actually a counterpoint or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it was legit.
Amusing, it was informative.
Yeah, it was a show.
And about a year or two into it, something happened.
I don't know what happened.
Somebody there pissed him off or something went on.
But he's trying to be outrageous. He's trying to be off the deep end. And now he may have been, if he's threatening Scott, it's just something bad happened. By the way, the Charlie Kirk drink special. Back in the news, that's coming up too, along with Kristi Noem. And speaking of Governor Newsom, that's all standing by too. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. We have tweets. We got Flounder's Funnies and Holy Crap at Sports and the whole deal with you. 4:31 on 106.3 Tuesday. And go Braves. Another win. We love it.
When conflicts escalate around the world, don't let the mainstream media scare you into believing their narrative. Get it right with Atlanta's only conservative voice. And trust the Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, The Kimmer Show, and our entire lineup to give it to you straight. Don't buy the fear. Just keep it here. Extra 106.3 FM and the all-new Extra app.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that guy who hit me, rear-ended my car, and I said, by the way, I do have a personal injury attorney, David Van Sant. He says, there's no reason to call David Van Sant this because David Van Sant tends to put the fear of holy moly into these people because David used to work for the insurance companies, and if you have an insurance company issue, we love insurance companies. We've all used them, but they don't want to pay more than they have to, and they have these little charts and graphs, and, David says, now, hold on a minute. That's not what happened here. And if there's a dispute, no, he did this, right, did that. No, it was a merging thing. No, it wasn't. Okay, you don't want to get in an argument with their lawyers, but David Van Sant loves to get in an argument with their lawyers because David Van Sant tends to win. He's a super lawyer. It's an actual Georgia super lawyers list. He's on it for years and years. I'm one of the top trial lawyers in Georgia, too. You can look it up. David Van Sant. He knows it's complicated, so let him take the complication out of it, and you just sit back and wait to collect. But don't forget, you're number one. If you don't get paid, he doesn't get paid. It is complicated, and he will take the nonsense out of it. David Van Sant, 855-GA-INJURY. Online, vansantlaw.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check him out online at atlturfco.com.
Hey, it's Lowe's here to tell you about a new, stress-free, and completely transparent way to purchase your next pre-owned car, truck, or SUV. It's with Tom Mitchell, the honest car guy. Tom, traditionally, I've been a payment buyer. How do you work with that type of buyer?
I have people that come in all the time and they want to spend $20,000. Okay, if their payments are $400 on $20,000, they don't realize without the doc fees, without all this other stuff, we can put them in a 22 or 23 model car and we can spend a little bit more money and have the same payment. So if you're a payment buyer, don't come in here just saying, I want to spend $20,000, because we can sit there and help you and we can put you in a newer car with lesser miles at a payment you need.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME-1, or visit honestcarguy.com. Hey, it's Lowe's for Howard Brothers and Cure. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and Howard Brothers is going gold. All month long, Howard Brothers is partnering with the Cure Childhood Cancer Organization. They're raising money to support the life-saving research and assistance that Cure provides across Georgia. So, join the fight. Next time you're at one of the Howard Brothers locations, you can donate to help cure childhood cancer. Together, we can bring hope and healing to families $1 at a time. Howard Brothers, where caring for our community is always in season.
Promises made, promises kept. The president is making the economy great again. He's securing the border for America's safety, and the mainstream media still wants to tear him down.
The media wants Donald Trump to fail. That's their goal. That's how they'll report his progress.
But we know the truth, and we give you the perspective that other stations won't. Atlanta's only conservative voice is Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Mercy. I don't know what to do. I can't sleep. I'm just kidding. Oh, I got to love it. How you doing? Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 436. Going to hear Donald Trump's comments blasting the United Nations today. But first, still David Bowie. 1977. David Bowie releases Heroes as a single. Co-written by Bowie and Brian Eno. The track features King Crimson guitarist Robert Fripp and has gone on to become one of Bowie's signature songs. Heroes, 1977, released as a single. Our birthday list includes, and Flounder, have you ever heard the name of an actor, Paul Peterson? Paul Peterson.
I have not.
Pete Davis, do you know Paul Peterson?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Paul Peterson, do you know the name Jeff Stone?
No.
Do you know the name Donna Reed?
Oh, yeah, Donna Reed.
Donna Reed
She
Show.
was hot.
Donna Reed Show.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, that's right. Donna Reed, A Wonderful Life, the movie, but also the Donna Reed Show was a thing where she, like Beaver's wife, she had the pearls and the long dress and the high heels every day when Daddy came home from work, stuff like that. Donna Reed, but they would solve problems as a family. And her son was Paul Peterson, and he is now 80 years old. He was their son, Jeff. He also played in Matt Houston, which was a good series, but it never went. I don't know why it didn't. But
it was around
successful.
A few years. It was a ripoff of Magnum. But it was a good ripoff.
It was the same. Yeah, it was a good Western show, and a guy hero.
Yeah, it was a rich guy in Houston or Dallas or something.
Yeah, Houston, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Matt Houston, maybe not have been. It was Matt Houston was the name. I forgot where it was. Anyway, and that little singer girl, Shelley Fabre, the actress and singer, was also in the Donna Reed Show. The sister,
another
the
hottie, and Coach. She was the girlfriend and Coach.
Yep, a beautiful girl.
Yes.
And in fact, when her song Johnny Angel, if I'm not mistaken, was that her song? Yeah. Shelley Fabre, big song, huge #1 hit, Johnny Angel. And she hated it. She did not want to sing. She said, I'm not a singer. I don't want to start doing this. I don't want you to make me do things to be more popular, stuff like that. She fought it. They finally made her do it, and it was an enormous hit. And I don't think she ever did another one because I think she said, I'm not a singer. I don't want to do this. So anyway, that's whatever. So Paul Peterson's 80 years old today. And this is kind of a cool Semper Fi thing for our Navy friends, Tug and the boys. I already did the John Paul Jones, We Have Not Yet Begun to Fight. Well, listen to this. I hate people who say that. Listen to this. No, I don't want to. Okay, on this day in I always say, no, I'm not going to. If you tell me to listen, I'm not going to,
Well, you do it all the time.
I know. Listen to this. 1338. Wait till you hear this. 1338 was the year. 1338. The English ship Christopher, equipped with 3 cannons and a handgun, fights in the naval battle of Arnhem. This was the first recorded use of artillery in a naval battle in 1338. It was the first naval battle of the 100 Years' War between England and France. The English were vastly outnumbered, surrendered after a day of fighting. They were carrying a large cargo of wool that Edward III was hoping to sell in order to pay subsidies to the Allies. The wool was confiscated. The English crew was executed. Even though the English lost the battle, it ushered in a brand new era of naval warfare as other warships began to add cannons just like the English ship. The next era of naval warfare would not occur until the advent of steam-powered ironclad ships more than 500 years later. It started in 1338. Holy cow. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 404-741-1230. Charlie Kirk's Starbucks drink. We're going to play Donald Trump here for you in case you missed his United Nations appearance today. An Ohio woman named Autumn Perkins lives in Middletown, Ohio, went to a Starbucks inside a Kroger. run by Kroger, and she ordered the Charlie Kirk Special, the go-to Starbucks drink, which is the Mint Majesty tea with 2 honeys. When she received her order, this is in Ohio, the woman was shocked to see that an employee had written the words, "racist fave drink," on the cup. And this woman said, you know what? It's time for people to stop this nonsense. She talked to the manager, learned that the employee admitted writing it, this hateful message, and they fired her. And Autumn Perkins says, I'd agree that people should be fired if they're doing something like this. Characters' actions have repercussions. She said, I feel like Charlie stood for respect. We don't have to agree on anything or everything. We can disagree on a lot of things, but we respect each other. We can't communicate and grow if we're disrespecting each other. And the Starbucks people said, this is unacceptable. We have clear policies prohibiting negative messages to preserve a welcoming environment. Of course, it was Kroger who fired her because it was inside a Kroger. But still, she got fired. And, you know, once again, this is just an average American woman wanted a freaking cup of coffee. And she's confronted with a hateful message about Charlie Kirk's assassination. I mean, screw you, little girlie running the freaking cup. Yeah, now what are you going to do for a living? What are your other qualifications? You got a freaking job other than pouring coffee, you old tramp bimbo. Jeez, I mean, maybe a little podcast showing your knockers or something in the nude to make money.
Only,
you little bimbo.
fans.
God, screw you. I mean, with the vicious, how old was she? Probably, 19 years old or something. You freaking punks. I like to. Anyway, I'll come.
When was the last time you went to a Starbucks?
I've never been to a Starbucks.
They've got some
wait
good
a minute.
stuff.
Wait
Their
a minute.
muffins are good. The vanilla shakes are good.
I might have been to a Starbucks
Hot
years
chocolate's
ago,
good.
back when I was but I don't remember actually walking into a Starbucks and ordering a thing at the counter. I don't remember one ever.
You know, last time I went into Starbucks?
No.
That was with Jack Kennedy.
Really?
We walked into a Starbucks because he always got a coffee when we went into downtown. That's the last place I ever went.
Yeah, I'm not a coffee guy. I would, it wouldn't occur to me. Anyway, wow.
But they do have some good stuff. Their muffins are pretty good.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Do they have desserts too, or something? Maybe
they're kind of like little things to eat with
things,
coffee and stuff. You know.
Hey, if you missed it, when I was working at home this morning, Donald Trump appeared at the United Nations, and I thought I'll watch this one. I couldn't stop watching it. Holy cow! He ripped them a new one. We're going to play 1 and 2 here, Flounder. Donald Trump at the United Nations today. First of all, he started. Tell the story about what was in the Sunday Times.
Oh, the Sunday Times of London. On Sunday, 2 days ago.
2 days ago,
had a story that United Nations workers were laughing and joking that when Donald Trump shows up at the UN, they were going to shut the escalators off and the elevators. And then it happened.
And guess what? You're going to hear about that and something else, too. This is Donald Trump, the commander-in-chief, with a blistering attack, but first sticking it in their neck for the way they treated him and the First Lady at the UN today. Cut number 1, Flounder, if you would.
I ended 7 wars, dealt with the leaders of each and every one of these countries, and never even received a phone call from the United Nations offering to help in finalizing the deal. All I got from the United Nations was an escalator that on the way up stopped right in the middle. If the First Lady wasn't in great shape, she would have fallen. But she's in great shape. We're both in good shape. We both stood. And then a teleprompter that didn't work. These are the 2 things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter. Thank you very much.
Can you imagine if the First Lady had actually fallen in her trip because her momentum carried her and fallen?
Well, they were going up, I think, weren't they?
Either way, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you're on the escalator and you're not paying attention, all of a sudden, if you stop bolted, who knows? Probably wearing high heels. I mean, my God. I mean, but who would even think of that? To the President of the United States at the United Nations. That, they must know who did that. They must know who said those things. They must know who's responsible for it, and they've got to go get them. They need to be bitch slapped.
We're paying for their salary.
Yeah. And not only that, we're paying for them to salute our enemy. Flounder, let's play cut number 2. Donald Trump talking about the United Nations hasn't done diddly squat to solve peace in the world. Number 2.
In 2024, the UN budgeted $372 million in cash assistance to support an estimated 624,000 migrants journeying into the United States. Think of that. The UN is supporting people that are illegally coming into the United States, and then we have to get them out. The UN also provided food, shelter, transportation, and debit cards to illegal aliens. Can you believe that? On the way to infiltrate our southern border. What took place is totally unacceptable. The UN is supposed to stop invasions, not create them, and not finance them.
Who ever heard of such a thing? And again, he castigated them because they're basically allowing Russia to continue its aggression by giving Russia money and weapons and buying their stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, my God, if the what good is the United Nations? They're supposed to be United Nations to what?
Stop wars.
Have peace in the world. What have they done for the Hamas issue and the Russia
the
attack?
genocide of Christians in Nigeria and Syria? You know what they're doing? They're shaking hands with the Al Qaeda leader, who's now the leader of Syria, because he and the CIA kicked out what was his name? What was the hell of Assad?
Oh, yeah.
They kicked Assad out, got him out, kind of like they did Gaddafi from Libya, and it becomes worse after we kick the dictator out.
Why do we have a United Nations? Why are we part of it, and why is it in America?
Yeah, it's worthless to us.
Seriously.
It hates us.
Why is it in America? First of all, and why is it in New York? Secondly,
because Rockefeller gave him the land.
Yeah, well, okay, but again, I think we need to question what have they done? What good is the United Nations?
Yeah, any aid they give is given to the dictators, not the people. It doesn't get to the people. All that aid to so-called Palestine, it was stolen by Hamas.
Yeah, and the United Nations security forces with the little blue hats on, what are they doing lately?
Worthless.
Have they killed anybody yet in a while?
They've threatened us. Yeah. We're going to come here and do so. Oh, good. Well,
I'm ready. You guys need anything?
I'll tell you, those little blue hats stand out in the woods. Is all I'm saying.
You boys need anything on the side there at all?
Those blue hats are not the best camo.
It's like the old Revolutionary days with the red coats.
Oh, there you are.
I'll be damned. 448. Give her Peyton Flounder. So.
Neil Bortz is only live on Extra 106.3, bringing you daily commentary on the biggest topics of the day. Catch him throughout the day or hear his latest on the Extra 106.3 app.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that, too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPSETC.com.
Central Heating and Air Conditioning wants you to know the start of the new season is the perfect time to ensure your home's comfort for the fall and winter. Don't wait like most people do to have your HVAC system serviced. Your home should have maintenance twice a year. Maintenance helps keep your furnace running at peak efficiency and extends the life of your equipment. Turn to the experts for your system's maintenance at 770-GET-HEAT or centralheat.com. Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house and possibly your family with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speed, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier expert since 1947 and one of the few second-generation locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Time now for the Retire Wise Report. James Parker here with financial advisor Sean Maloney, founder and CEO of Retire Wise. Many people assume their taxes will automatically go down once they retire and stop collecting paychecks. Sean, is this a dangerous assumption?
It can be, because you know what? Lower taxes in retirement can be a myth. It's not always true, right? Remember, up to 85% of your Social Security benefits could be taxed, right? Your traditional IRA and 401k income is 100% taxable, so that needs to be accounted for. And that's why it's so important to find ways to reduce or eliminate your taxes wherever possible.
Tell us about the offer you have for our listeners.
Hey, look, now is the time to start looking ahead and identifying your tax liabilities in retirement. Well, we have a great resource for you guys. We have what's called the Retire Happy Framework Toolkit. You can get a copy today by calling or texting the word WISE to 770-802-2200. My team helped put together this just for you, and it's a complimentary guide. And the center of this is a copy of my latest book, The Priority of Retirement. It has chapters on everything from Social Security to investments to income planning. We include guides in there as well as on strategies for income planning, for taxes, and even dealing with recessions in retirement, among other things. So if you want to get this information in your hands today, call or text the word WISE to 770-802-2200. That's 770-802-2200.
Take advantage of this offer. Get your Retire Happy framework today. Just text WISE to 770-802-2200. And the team at Retire Wise will get you your Retire Happy framework right away. So just call or text WISE to 770-802-2200. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Firm does not provide tax services.
Yeah, look out now. Little Buddy Holly. It was 1957. The Crickets went to number 1 on the singles chart with That'll Be the Day. The title being taken from a phrase we all know now and used by John Wayne in the film The Searchers. That'll be the day, Pilgrim. 1957. Our birthday list includes... Mary Kay Place. I had a huge crush on Mary Kay Place. Mary Kay Place is 78 years old today. Mary Kay Place, oops, I poked myself in a thing there. Mary Kay Place, 78 years old, was in Mary Hartman. Mary Hartman, she won an Emmy for that, by the way, that old TV show. Who was the girl with the long hair who was in the star of that show?
Louise Lasser.
Louise
Woody
Lasser.
Allen's wife.
Yeah. Very distinctive personality and looks about her.
Weird.
Yeah, strange.
You know, it was funny. When that show came on in the 70s, it came home at 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We get home from school and get off the bus, and we go in and watch it in elementary school.
Yeah, it was a freaky show.
And it took a while for my mother to realize what it was about.
Was that the gay, Billy? Was that?
No, that was soap. This was about divorce and adultery and drugs and alcoholism and all kinds of weird stuff. And we as kids, we would talk about it at school the next day. Yeah. The parents had no idea what we were watching.
It was a weird show, but I really... I was a little older than you, so I really didn't watch much of it.
In the afternoon.
Yeah, that was very bizarre. Very hard. But Mary Kay Place was also in Private Benjamin, and I had a big crush on her also when she was in The Big Chill.
Yeah.
Mary Kay Place, 78 years old. Yeah, she was a hottie. She just seemed like
attitude.
She seemed like a fun, weird, crazy. I'll do anything. And let's try. What the hell? And I mean, just Anyway, kind of like your little fun time. On this day in history, 2009, it was the debut of Modern Family. Some calling it the mockumentary TV show. It was a surprise hit, debuting in 2009. The comedy had an older man, white guy, married to a much younger Colombian woman, a gay white couple with an adopted Vietnamese daughter, and a more traditional family, but all 3 units related. With so much potential to be controversial, the show managed to stay true to its comedy genre and really not be offensive. When you think about it, they did a pretty good job of that. It was not a racially divisive or icky kind of a sensitive thing at all. The creators were Christopher Lloyd from Taxi and other things, and the one with the car that goes into the future.
Back to the Future.
Star Trek, Christopher Lloyd, and Stephen Levitan came up with the idea for the series while sharing stories of their own modern families, what their own lives were like. After 11 seasons, the show aired its last episode in April of 2020. During the run, Modern Family won 22 Emmy Awards and 6 Writers Guild of America awards.
Gosh, it's been off for 5 years, and it ran for 11.
Yeah.
I only watched it sporadically.
They kind of jumped the shark for me when they brought in other characters. I think I forgot what happened, but I don't know why I stopped watching, but I did for some reason. I don't know whether maybe the competition. I really don't remember why, but I remember stopped watching. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 455, 456 already. Holy smokes. Now, speaking of Governor Gavin Newsom, as Donald Trump says, he's at it again. And Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says this has got to stop. Governor Newsom posted a menacing warning to Kristi Noem online, and it freaked out her family. The DHS boss said her family was immediately alarmed when Newsom's office posted over the weekend, quote, Kristi Noem is going to have a bad day today. You're welcome, America. Gee, this was after Charlie Kirk got shot. It was cryptic and really menacing. I immediately panicked and my family and friends were all freaked out. In a couple of minutes of that being posted, I started getting text messages and phone calls. My kids saying, Mom, are you okay? Are you okay? Mom, are you fine? They knew the threats I got. She's already received threats from freaking cartels and criminals, which is, by the way, why those agents don't show their faces, because the cartels want to find out who they are and kill them and dox them and kill their families.
Newsom just passed a law in California saying it's illegal for cops to do this. Illegal
to put a mask on if you're arrested, if you're a police officer, or I don't. Now, was it any law enforcement official? I'm not sure specifically how he defined it. How are you going to pull that off? And by the way, who says you can do that?
Well, that's how you start a civil war, when you have states trying to arrest federal officials doing something.
Yeah. She said, the day and age where we've always known the words matter, but there's real consequences, said Kristi Noem. We have realized what happened to incredible people like Charlie Kirk. And we'll have to live with that forever. I hope we can all learn from it. By the way, the U.S. attorney for that district of California has referred Governor Newsom's post to the Secret Service. We have zero tolerance for direct or implicit threats against government officials. No kidding. And again, this freaking Newsom, holy cow, look at the crowd coming into the station.
Well, we have teachers and children in, so we're going to have to be on best behavior.
Oh, we're on best behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing, son? Good to see you. He flipped me the bird. I can't believe it. These people. No, they're not. They're very nice people. But is this a tour of some kind? I mean,
they're coming in to look at the place, yeah. In fact, they asked everybody to clean up their workspace today.
Is this a 680 guesting or something?
I don't know. It's Dickey Broadcasting, I think.
Right. Invited people to just come in and take a look around? Cool.
Yeah. It's teachers
I wish
and
I
their
had known.
children.
I would have tried to be better looking.
There was a company email that you were CC'd on.
Oh, I'm not allowed to read those. I don't have a thing on my thing.
Yeah, you do.
Well, it's not where I can find it.
It's on your phone. We put it there for you.
Well, I know, but maybe I can't find it, and nobody knows that I had an email. If they could just freaking call me. You know, I walk in the building. Hey, Kimmer, we're doing a thing today. Just I appreciate it. You know, the email. What I read, I go to the company email, and it's all 680 guys on where they're going on vacation and what specials coming up at 680 in an hour and what they're doing for the weekend. And
welcome to working at a company.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to go through 900 emails of everybody else.
I'm going to tell management to start focusing on you.
Well, they should do something. It's not my fault.
Want them focusing on you.
All right, now have we got time for? I blew the whole. We got time for a funny.
We got a quick one right here.
Here we go. We'll do something.
When you ever watch us kill people? I can't relate to that at all. There's some Black Hawk helicopter with night vision, mows down like 40 people. Pilot gets on, he just goes, clear. Just flies away. It's like, that's a psycho. That guy didn't give a f- At least ISIS is down there having fun, dancing afterwards.
Jeez. Who's that flounder?
Shane Gillis,
Shane Gillis, of course. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and you, 404-741-1230. Almost 5 o'clock. Holy Crap in Sports is coming up, and your calls and more of all this coming up till 6 on 106.3. How you doing?
Is WFOM and W292EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the Extra app.
This is a Fox News alert. Yes, he did try to kill the president, on Lisa Brady. That decision from a federal jury in Florida, convicting Ryan Ruth on all counts over the Trump golf course assassination attempt last September.
It took the jury about 2 hours to reach its decision. After that, U.S. Marshals had to react when Ruth attempted to stab himself with a pen. He was restrained and prevented from harming himself. There was also an emotional outburst from the defendant's daughter, who ran out of the courthouse yelling, "Leave me alone." U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi called the verdict a strike against political violence.
Fox's Gernal Scott, Ruth's daughter, calls the trial rigged. Ruth represented himself and argued there was no intent to kill. President Trump calls the verdict justice served.
I'm very appreciative of the justice that was given and the way it was handled by Pam Bondi and Todd Blanche and everybody that it's been, and their team of people. It was really well handled.
The president spending the day at the United Nations, where earlier he called uncontrolled migration and green energy policies a double-tailed monster, warning Europe of ruin if it doesn't turn away. He also met with Ukraine's president, later posting Ukraine could win back all territory from Russia with support from Europe. 1 week from tonight, there might be a government shutdown if Democrats and Republicans can't agree on a short-term spending plan. The president calling off a planned meeting Thursday with the House and Senate minority leaders.
President Trump declared that Democratic demands were, quote, ridiculous. He accused Democrats of wanting to, quote, force taxpayers to fund transgender surgery for minors. Republicans find it ironic that Democrats argued against shutdowns for years, but now some Democrats believe that shutting down is a better option.
Fox's Chad Pergram on Capitol Hill. House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries says his caucus will meet Monday. America is listening to Fox News.
Allie Dwyer and her 3 sons lost their hero, Stephen. Serving our country in the United States Army was Stephen's calling, and flying helicopters was his passion. Stephen was killed in a Black Hawk helicopter crash over the Mediterranean Sea. Thanks to friends like you, Tunnel to Towers provided his family with a mortgage-free home, giving them security and hope in their darkest hours. Help more families like the Dwyers. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org. That's T2T.org.
You're great at protecting your data, but lots of places could still expose you to identity theft. If that happens, LifeLock gives you the U.S.-based restoration agent who will stick by your side from start to finish. Phone calls, filing documentation, preparing insurance claims. Your agent handles it all. In fact, they're so confident restoration is guaranteed or your money back. It's nice to have an expert like that on your side. Save up to 40% off your first year with promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of leg, ready on your dog target. Hair, help, hair, help, hair, road guards out. Hair, help, hair, help. Stand by. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder and you on 106.3, the farm of Atlanta, WFO. How are you doing? 504. Your number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230 if you'd like to join us. And again, resetting the top of the hour, that guy Routh has been found guilty of trying to assassinate Donald Trump. And I don't know when they're going to have, I'm sure it's in the story somewhere, but they'll give his punishment or sentence later on at some point. And in case you missed it, he apparently, when the verdict came in after about 12 minutes, the guy tried to kill him, theoretically tried to kill himself, stabbing himself in the neck with a pen. And there's actually, it shouldn't be funny, but it's hysterical. The sketch artist actually has a drawing of the guy's neck thing and the hand and the guard trying to get. It's hysterical.
Thing.
The sketch artists have, people sitting at the table. That's, the faces on the stand. This is the actual guy with the neck thing and the hands and the arm. It's freaking hysterical. My God. And he's got the nice charcoal tinting.
It's beautifully drawn.
That's a wonderful drawing.
I would post that up on my wall.
God. Oh, that's going to be famous. He's going to make money selling that picture.
That's a very famous drawing.
I guarantee you that money's going to make that artist. He probably can't. It's probably the company who owns it.
What if you know how Trump framed his mugshot in the Oval Office?
Yeah.
What if he gets that drawing and gets it framed for the Oval Office?
T-shirt.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We need to call Eric at Farmhouse.
Yeah. There you go.
That's farmhouseprintingco.com.
Yes, it is. Tried to keep our podcast alive, with our great appreciation. All right, 505 was so Ralph got, and his daughter, she's a buxom miss, and she first, she screamed out, I love you, when he got the verdict. And then she was jumping up and down and tried to block the cops or something, and she's just strutting around angry and flopping around just making a fool of herself, and I don't know whether that's her nature or whether she's trying to take away the onus of her old man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but she's real freaking freaky. So that's the latest on that stuff. Though, if you missed it, if you go home tonight and watch TV, if you want, I'll guarantee Fox News is going to have all these great sound bites of Donald Trump. You heard him a little while ago. We'll play him again a little bit later on after sports in another half hour or so, in case you missed it. Donald Trump creaming the United Nations, saying you haven't done jack squat. Donald Trump says, I've been solving 9 wars. You haven't done diddly. In fact, the worst thing you've done is to make wars more possible by giving support to the enemies of these things going on. I mean, he just blasted them for what they've done. And you'll hear more about that, too. And he started, again, a few minutes ago, if you just got in your car after work, the Sunday Times of London printed a story that said there were workers at the United Nations who threatened that when Donald Trump shows up for the meeting today, which he did, that they threatened to shut down the elevators and the escalators just to kind of be doing little pranks.
To be dicks.
Yeah, well, they did. They shut down the escalator, and you'll hear Donald Trump later talk about it. And he made a joke about it, but he said, thank God the First Lady's in great shape because she could have fallen. I assume she was in high heels on an escalator that suddenly stops. And if you're not thinking about it, guess what? You're going to tip. And you can usually, if you're, just normal standard physical, being, you probably can prevent yourself from falling, but not necessarily.
Yeah.
Look at all the times President Pervert, the AutoPen president, fell and tumbled and stuff. I mean, so the First Lady could have fallen on her face on an escalator at the freaking United Nations. And if that had happened, in fact, they need to find out who those people were that were quoted in that story and go get them. They were deliberately trying to hurt the President of the United States and the First Lady. That's all you can say about it.
Yeah.
They deliberately tried to do something to hurt the President and the First Lady.
A total disrespect. They need to be dragged into the street and beaten.
They must have had somebody time it who knew it was happening, because he said it stopped when they were on it, and it stopped. So somebody had to have been looking and said, okay, hit the switch.
Well, all the Trump administration needs to do now is say, you got 24 hours to give us who did this.
Yeah.
If not, your electricity's shut off.
Yeah.
This is shut off.
Right.
This is going away.
Hey, Dal, how you doing?
The toilets aren't going to work anymore.
Yeah.
It's our building.
I know.
It's our land.
I know it. It's unbelievable. We got a lot of people. How you doing, sir? we got folks outside talking to Mr. Dickey. He's got a hope. Oh, no, they're late. This guy's wife just started dancing. They're taking pictures of us in here. Anyway, hiya, folks. Good to see you. All right, sorry, we got distracted. But, when people come in, they wave, and we want to wave back, and it's a family thing, and so we're happy to be here. Let's see, a couple other things. You'll hear more about that Donald Trump later. Also, we're going to play Marco Rubio here, Flounder, in just a second. Again, the two people that you'll be keeping an eye on, whether you like it or not, for the next election for president are Marco Rubio and J.D. Vance. And Marco Rubio is going to give another example of why he is going to be considered among the top runners for the next political position, because he's quick and he's smart and he's not taking any crap. And that'll coming up in a second. First of all, again, you've heard that Jimmy Kimmel's going back on the air tonight, and I assume he'll have killer ratings. He's not going to apologize. He's going to claim that free speech won, that he killed Donald Trump's effort to block free speech, which of course is a lie. It has nothing to do with Trump or free speech. It was free enterprise. The FCC has nothing to do with the networks. So he's going to make up a story that he won, and the liberals have now showed that Donald Trump is can't shut them down, and it's going to be a complete crock. Anyway, Van Jones is revealing his last conversation, by text at least, with Charlie Kirk right before he was assassinated. And this is a good example to show you how two sides can be together and what Charlie Kirk really stood for. Van Jones, the liberal CNN guy, said the day before he was horrifically murdered, Charlie Kirk sent me a direct message on X. He and I had been sparring publicly over the killing of the Ukrainian refugee and its relationship to race. Van Jones said that Kirk held a position that the killing of a white woman by a black man was motivated by anti-white hatred. Van Jones disagreed with that sentiment, saying on CNN that such a position was unfounded. So he went on TV and denounced my denunciation, and that's when he unleashed a fire hose of tweets challenging my argument, said Van Jones. So his criticism of Kirk's arguments prompted racist threats against him, And as opposed to the behavior Jones witnessed from others who flung the threats, Charlie Kirk invited the former Obama official Van Jones on his show to talk about it. He wrote, "Hey, Van, I mean it. I'd love to have you on my show to have a respectful conversation about crime and race. I would be a gentleman, as I know you would be as well. We can disagree about the issues agreeably." And then, unfortunately, Van Jones said, before I could respond, Charlie Kirk was killed. And then this is what, listen to this. Listen, they can't help themselves. Listen to the word. All he has said so far, Van Jones said, is paying tribute to Charlie Kirk for being a man who wants to talk about things and do it peacefully. And then he says this. Charlie Kirk was killed, seemingly assassinated for the words he's spoken, though the killer's exact motives are still being investigated. My ass are being... What are you talking about? The motives me? Oh, gee, I wonder why he did it? Come on, Van. You had it, man. You had it. He was paying tribute for the right reasons, for the right thing. And then he said, well, of course, we don't know why he did it. He was married to a woodchuck. He wanted to have a squirrel in his bed with him.
He wrote anti-fascist and trans plus things on the ammo. On the ammo. His own family said he went left-wing. By the way, Moto PG... I can tell when the Kimmer's off his meds. Please give him a Tootsie Pop.
All right. Well, look what I happen to have right in front of me. I've had 3 today so far.
All right, just in time for sports. You're going to be over here smacking.
I'll wait until after sports. And in fact, also, well, I kind of blew the time here. We're going to play the Marco Rubio soundbite with George Krapanopoulos coming up shortly. And if you haven't heard it, you don't want to miss it. And it goes to show between Marco Rubio and J.D. Vance, I'm telling you, this country's looking in good shape for the future as leadership goes. Almost 5:13. Kimmer, Pete Flounder, and fans with Mr. Dickey out enjoying a beautiful day with them. Go Braves. Pete's coming up. Look out.
The Morning Extra, Neil Bortz, and The Kimmer Show are all online for you anytime at thepodcastpark.com. Plus all of Extra's exclusive podcasts like Ben Burnett, Janelle King, and so much more. All at thepodcastpark.com. Presented by Associated Credit Union.
Pete Davis here, and football is hopping. An underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. And the best part, you can play right now here in Georgia. Playing on underdog is easy. Just pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, passing yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash, and you can start with as little as $1. This Sunday's game at Washington-Atlanta is a no-brainer. Even if former Falcons quarterback Marcus Mariota plays in place of starter Jaden Daniels, no matter who's behind center for the Commanders, they'll likely go higher on their passing touchdown projections. It's simple, it's fun, and it keeps me locked into every play. Download the app today and sign up with promo code 1063 to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code 1063 for $50 in bonus funds. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog, and you can be next. Underdog. Make picks. Win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Georgia. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
This fall, the gridiron calls, which means you'll be road tripping to games across the South, and you'll need a reliable ride to get you there. And Subaru of Gwinnett has the vehicle for you. But a new car, truck, or SUV from Subaru of Gwinnett is about way more than just getting to the games. It's about getting the family home. It's about getting to work safely, but it's also about getting the most out of every adventure. If you're driven by an adventurous heart, the 2025 Subaru Outback shares your spirit with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Or maybe it's the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. It holds the road with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, and it holds everything you need for the tailgate. And no matter where adventure takes you, it starts on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth with the amazing staff at Subaru of Gwinnett. They'll help you find the Subaru that you'll love and be there every step of the way for everything you need. Start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com and let your adventurous mind run wild. Then stop in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth.
Hey Atlanta Braves fans, this is Kelly Kroll asking you to step up to the plate for the men and women who have served
served our country and protected our freedom. The Warrior Alliance, an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, is helping thousands of veterans to achieve success after military service. Either you or someone you know has served and deserves our support. The best way to say thank you for your service is by helping a veteran round the bases on their journey home. Donate today at thewarrioralliance.org.
Need advice on getting things fixed up around the house? No matter how big or small that project is, we've got your answers. Listen to us on the All Four Seasons Home Show presented by the Trusted Toolbox. Join Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage Entry Doors and Windows, and me, Chris Lalamia, your favorite handyman from the Trusted Toolbox, as we tackle all the issues, fixes, and honeydew projects around your home. Join us every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. or grab the podcast anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Hey Braves Country, Tom Glavine here. Want to drive like a champion? Start with a clean car from Tidal Wave Auto Spa. With cutting-edge equipment and elite customer service, it's more than a car wash, it's a win. Experience the ultimate clean at Tidal Wave Auto Spa, my go-to car wash destination and the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves.
My car is happy, I am happy, Tidal Wave Auto Spa.
If you are 50 or older, it is recommended that you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your life for weeks. If you're an adult 19 to 49 with certain underlying medical conditions like asthma, diabetes, chronic heart disease, or COPD, vaccination is also recommended. Talk to your doctor about vaccination today and learn more at lung.org/protectyourself. Furnished by the American Lung Association in collaboration with Pfizer.
Look on. By the way, look at the crowd. The youngest mother on record, a Peruvian girl, gave birth at the age of 5 years, 7 months, and 21 days. Although some critics, I recall earlier, said she may have been as old as 7 or 8. Still, Holy Crap It's Sports, sponsored by RBM of Atlanta, Pete Davis.
Braves won their 9th game in a row last night, beating up on the Nats 11-5 in Truist Park. Chris Sale improves to 6-5, gave up 3 runs on 5 hits, striking out 6. Jose Suarez, his first save. Yeah. Ronald Acuna Jr.'s 19th homer of the season.
And Acuna strikes one high in the air, deep left field. Back it flies. That's going to kiss the sky and fly away. A 1-1 game on Acuna's homer. It's his 19th of the year.
Kiss the sky.
Excuse me while I kiss the sky. Ben Ingram on 680 The Fan, as only he can do it.
Was he saying kiss this guy?
Kiss the sky.
I was just checking because
that was Jimi Hendrix.
Well, it's a funny team over there. The other, sorry.
Michael Harris, the second, 3 RBIs, but Ozzie Albies done for the season. That was a short year. After fracturing his Hemet? Yeah, how do you pronounce it? In the same wrist. The left one he broke last year. Wow. He felt it while batting. Ozzie will be ready for spring training. That's what they're saying. Yeah, good. Brett Wisely will start at second base tonight. He's going to bat 8th.
Okay. Good luck.
I know you're a big fan.
I hope is he like a Gwinnett guy?
I have never heard of him.
Maybe his first chance at the majors or something.
I have never heard of him.
Okay.
Tonight, the 5-8 righty Brad Lord for the Nationals. So if you can go watch the Lord tonight against the 5-1 Hurst and Waldrop. Despite the long winning streak, the Braves are still 2.5 games out of 3rd place.
Oh.
Now, here's an interesting stat from OptiStats. OptiStats.
Yeah.
Over the last 9 games, the Braves have not lost, have not committed an error, have not scored fewer than 5 runs, have not allowed more than 5 runs. No other team in Major League history has done that over 9 games.
So what the hell happened all year?
I don't know.
Are they all bad teams? I mean, we aren't playing bad teams.
No, Tigers. Well, the Tigers are in a major collapse.
Well, yeah, but they're still, anyway. That's amazing.
I know. Well, we did play the Nats. So
still baseball.
I know. The Robo-Ump era is here starting next year in Major League Baseball. It's about time, or as it's known, the ABS Challenge System.
Oh, a challenge, yes.
The Tampa Bay Rays have officially been sold. MLB says the first item of business is to build a new ballpark in that area, but they've been saying that for 20 years now. And there's plenty of other places.
Can they hold
Nashville,
a team?
Charlotte, Montreal, Portland, Vancouver, they all would like a team.
Yeah.
Salt Lake is growing. The Falcons have found their scapegoat.
Yeah, right.
Thank
I
goodness.
saw that. Good.
They have fired receivers coach Ike Hilliard. Yeah, he's the problem.
Well,
current passing game coordinator T.J. Yates, former quarterback, is expected to assume those duties. Hilliard has been the Falcons receivers coach since Raheem Morris took over as head coach last year, but I'm sure Ike is the reason they're wanted to. Offensive coordinator Zach Robinson is moving down to the field from the skybox. Why, you ask?
Yeah, why? I wonder if you can't see from the skybox what you can do on the field.
Well,
you can't see anything. You can't see anything on the field. He can't see what the alignments are and how what guy missed the block.
That's exactly what he can see up there is the alignments.
Yeah, but not. Not in the field. You can't see anything.
You know what he can't see when he's up there?
Yeah,
he
the
can't
mistakes.
look into his quarterback's eyes.
Yeah. I mean, that's how the hell can you be? You can't on the field. You cannot see if someone was off alignment or
But
didn't
you got
miss
a
his
feel
block
for the
or anything
game,
else.
Kimmer. It's a feel.
Please.
It's obvious Michael Penix Jr. is lost out there right now, and that's on Zach Robinson and interim coach Raheem. The Commanders in town Sunday. We don't know if Jaden Daniels or Marcus Mariota is going to be.
Mariota showed.
Oh yeah,
he's a quarterback again. All of a sudden.
How about this? How about Marcus Mariota, whatever you call him, and Dan Quinn come back and kick Falcons' butt in Mercedes-Benz? What do you do?
That would be so.
You'll do what I told you when they hired this retread.
Yeah.
This is 2 to 3 years of another mistake.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. The Falcons assigned kicker Ben Sauls and receiver Devin Tompkins to the practice squad. BroBible.com now ranks Michael Penix Jr. as the second worst quarterback in the league, just ahead of Joe Flacco, which is funny because Joe's team upset the Packers Sunday.
Yeah.
The Browns.
Wow.
By the way, Penix just behind Jake Browning of Cincy.
Oh, my.
Yeah. He's not that bad, but Zach Robinson's making him look that bad.
Yeah.
The Jackson Dart era has begun in New Jersey. The Giants are benching quarterback Russell Wilson for the former Ole Miss quarterback. Jameis Winston is also still on the Gents roster.
Jameis Winston is
still around.
Holy cow.
Former Auburn and Bengals running back Rudy Johnson has died at the age of 45.
Wow.
Suicide.
Oh, my.
In Florida. Johnson had been struggling with mental health issues. Could be CTE.
Yeah.
Rudy finished his time in Cincinnati with over 5,000 rushing yards, the fourth highest total in franchise history. Johnson also scored 48 rushing touchdowns, good for third on the team's all-time list. In 2000, Johnson was named the SEC Offensive Player of the Year for Auburn, rushing for over 1,500 yards and scoring 13 touchdowns. Rudy Johnson, dead at age 45.
Running backs take a beating.
They do.
And it always used to be, you lead with your head. You know, until they tried to get the coaches would try to teach you to tackle with your face into the guy's chest, not your head.
Yeah,
but you can't help but lower your head when you're going to hit somebody, and that's brutal.
Oklahoma quarterback and Heisman frontrunner John Mateer will have surgery on his right hand, likely miss a month.
Oh, man. What happened?
You can't win the Heisman if you miss a month.
No way.
Suffered the injury to his throwing hand during the first quarter of Saturday's win over Auburn, in which they cheated. Did you see about it? It was the old trick where the receiver acts like he's running out the field, and then he kind of doesn't, and he's way over there, and Auburn didn't see him.
Yeah.
And turns out that's totally illegal, what they did.
Oh, really? To deceive, literally?
They were switching people in and out, and you can't do that at that time.
I got you.
And they apologized afterwards, saying, well, Oklahoma didn't because it's a win. Now, I feel sorry for the Tigers, but as Razorback and Rebels fans know, Auburn has had some breaks from the refs for about a decade now in some of those games.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Oklahoma State has fired veteran coach Mike Gundy after 21 years.
Wow.
The move comes one day after the 58-year-old Gundy told reporters that he's 100% intent on remaining as the head coach, which is called giving yourself the dreaded vote of confidence.
Whoopsie.
Gundy will be owed. How much do you think the university owes him?
$300,000.
Higher.
$709,000.
Higher.
$55 million.
$15 million American dollars.
They're going to fire him and give him $15 million.
Yeah.
Not too shabby.
ESPN blowhard Michael Wilbon says on his show PTI that he's glad that Auburn head basketball coach Bruce Pearl has stepped down, going on to say he hopes the conservative coach was forced out by the school.
Oh, you know.
Why? Because Wilbon is a panty-waist liberal and hates Pearl's politics, calling him divisive. Wilbon is getting what's the word?
Excoriated. Yeah.
In all kinds of sports media today, not only on the right, but some people in the middle too. Like, that is a real wussy thing to say.
When I was retired, I never missed the Wilbon and the Jewish guy.
Pardon the interruption.
Pardon the interruption.
What is that?
Well, I can't.
It's
Tony
Rosh Hashanah, for God's sake.
Tony Korsnight. Well, I couldn't remember his name, so I wanted to make sure the little, wiry-haired little guy.
Rosh
I like Tony. I like Tony Kornheiser. Always have. And Wilbon, I respect his knowledge of particularly the NBA and basketball. But he's really lost it. He was never like this 15 years ago.
Wilbon?
Yeah.
He's always been a Chicago.
He's always
nut.
been a Chicago guy, but he's never been. But this is getting like personal or so, I don't know, something different.
Yeah, he's talking about how great Chicago is. Doesn't he live in Arizona?
Yeah. Of course, I haven't watched him in years because I'm working, but I used to watch him every night when I was,
you can record the show and watch.
I
it
don't
later.
do that with those people. No.
Right. Like I do with Braves games and Rebels games.
Yeah.
I always go. I watch them later.
Yeah.
Today in sports history, September 23rd, 1957. Let me take you there.
All right, sir.
I've got all Stu Kleitinic on you there. Let me take
Go to the
there.
videotape.
He'd always do his hand out at the camera, too, when he did that. That was so funny. I saw Stu Kleitinic 3 years ago in the Sandy Springs Target parking lot.
Oh, my God. Stu Kleitinic.
Selling pencils. No, I don't know what Stu's doing. I don't know. He was always entertaining.
Yeah.
1957. The Braves clinched the National League pennant, defeating the Cardinals 4-2, thanks to Hank Aaron's 11th inning home run. It was the first time since 1950 that a New York team had done what?
Wow, I don't know.
A New York team had not finished first. Either the Brooklyn Dodgers or the New York Giants.
Oh, my God, that's
year.
right. That's right. That's as a kid growing up. That's what you listened to. That's all we had in the radio and TV.
Or the Yankees.
Yeah.
So obviously they're doing both leagues. Because I'm sitting there thinking, no, the Phillies won it in 1950 and went to the World Series. So obviously,
New York team.
Obviously they're saying Yankees, Dodgers, or Giants.
That's what there was.
Yeah. 1987 and a 5-4 victory over the Astros. Royal Albert Hall, as I like to call him, became the first Braves player to do what since 1910? It had been 77 years.
Albert Hall. I should know this. I remember the name.
Good little outfielder.
Yeah. Wow, I don't know. I don't remember.
Hit for the cycle. The Braves did not have a player hit for the cycle for 77 years. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, well, triples are hard. Triples probably the hardest thing to get in baseball.
Oh, poor Matt Olson came within a triple, and then the next day got a triple.
Yeah,
so close, so close.
Tough.
And there's sports.
Oh no, they're not even close. Oh my God! How about this, Pete Davis? You'll remember this. 1908. Bottom of the ninth inning. The National League pennant race. Score 1-1. Bottom of the ninth. The New York Giants.
Merkel's boner.
The New York Giants hit the center field, bringing the man on third in for the winning run. Giants player Fred Merkel was on first base, considered the game won, and headed for the dugout without advancing to second. Okay, in other words, there was a guy on third, the guy hit a run to center, the guy on third scored, the game was over, theoretically, but Fred Merkel on first said, the game's over. He just went to the dugout. He didn't proceed to go to the next base. That resulted in a forced out at second. They threw it to second base to get the tag out, basically, and that nullified the run, ended the game in a tie, and resulted in a playoff game where Merkel's Giants lost, causing them to lose the National League pennant to the opposing Chicago Cubs, known as Merkel's boner, because he didn't run to second thinking it was all over.
It shouldn't matter, but I guess it does. And if you score before the out is made, isn't that a run?
Bringing the man on third in for the winning run, but because the guy on...
but you know what? But the run scored before the out.
Well, but I wonder whether the guy who hit it actually has to go to first base.
Well, he supposedly did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, but then the guy on first didn't go to second, and therefore...
See, they should explain that.
Yeah. But again, isn't that... It was in 1906.
And I think Merkel also had a problem where he dropped a ball when he was catching or something, and also screwed up a chance for the Giants to do something, if I'm remembering correctly.
1845, the New York Knickerbocker Club is organized, the first team to play under rules like the game today in baseball. Organized by Alexander Cartwright, named it after the volunteer Knickerbocker Engine Company number 12, which he was a member of when he the firefighters. Manon Rhéaume. You know that chick, right?
Oh my God! I watched her play.
Yeah,
when she played for the minor league team, the hockey team, and she was beautiful.
Oh, she was gorgeous.
She still is, but she was beautiful.
The first woman to play in one of the 4 major league pro sports leagues, Manon Rhéaume. Manon Rhéaume plays goalie for the NHL Tampa Bay Lightning.
That's right.
It was an exhibition game against the St. Louis Blues. They lost 4-6, but Manon Rhéaume was the first woman to play Major League Hockey.
She was either with the Atlanta team or was in town to play against them. And we all went down there for the post-game interview. And
she was gorgeous.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful girl. But as a kid, I remember watching the look sharp, da-da-da-da-da, it feels sharp, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, was the sing for like Colgate or... God, what the heck was it? Schick or Gillette or something.
Sounds like
and it was the Friday night fights, and every night they would feature Gillette. That's what it was. Gillette, feel good, but state whatever. And and I remember watching this guy box, the first undefeated boxer to actually win all the way, never losing once, to win the World Heavyweight Championship was...
Rocky Marciano.
Rocky Marciano. He KO'd Jersey Joe Walcott in the 13th round in 1952, and I used to watch Rocky Marciano on Saturday Night Boxing as a kid, and I thought, he wasn't that big, but he was a tough kid, and he never lost a round, never lost a bout.
Died in a plane crash.
Yeah, never lost a match.
Like Buddy Holly. Was it also in Iowa? Or was it Kansas?
Oh, no.
But him and Newt Rockney and Buddy Holly all died in plane crashes in the Midwest.
Yeah, that's you shouldn't go there. Speaking of boxing, that was 52 with Rocky. 1926, Jack Dempsey. They said, now, was this day lost a heavyweight thing to Gene Tunney, but that was yesterday. Mm-hmm. Anyway. All right. And one, I got a couple of birthdays here, sorry. Larry Mize is 67 today. Larry Mize, the golfer from Georgia. And in fact, I watched him. I used to play golf and hang around with Joe Inman and John Inman as pro golfers here in Atlanta, and I went out with them to watch Larry Mize give an exhibition at the Atlanta Country Club, hitting balls and stuff, and it was one of the fun times of my life. Great stuff, and I miss the Inman boys, too. Anyway, coming up, Kimmer Payne Flounder, 532. Here we go. We got so much more. Not done yet.
The Morning Extra from 6 to 10. Glenn Beck until noon. Clay and Buck from noon to 3. And The Kimmer Show on your ride home from 3 to 6. Plus Jesse Kelly from 6 to 9. And Jimmy Vela from 9 to midnight. The voices you need all day with the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
We're going to need more time to talk about Peach State Windows because, Peach State Windows, they have these specials on the beautiful double-hung vinyl things. They got all kinds of deals going on, financing up to like 12 months and good credit, stuff like that. Also, the Hardy Plank siding or, whatever siding your house may need to make it look better. That's what they have suppliers all over the country. That's why they do so much for so little. They're saving you so much money. And I have to mention this, too. They will give you a free safety check for your deck to make sure it's up to code. It's not a sales thing. It's just to make sure it works. If you need something fixed, they can take care of that for you. PeachStateWindows.com.
Hey there, I'm Tara, owner and publisher of Our Town Monthly, where you'll find familiar faces, local businesses, and exciting events like the 8th annual Paulding Pro Rodeo.
Hey, I'm Seth with Bice Rodeo Productions, partnering with Southern Rodeo Company, a family-owned and local rodeo production company. Join us October 3rd and 4th for the Paulding Pro Rodeo, where you'll see bucking bulls, professional cowboys and cowgirls, as well as the world-famous rodeo clown Dusty Myers. Also, we are proud to be sanctioned through the PCA. This is also our first year for the Cow Kids Rodeo Fun Day. This is a separate event for kids with special needs and their families from the community. For more information, go to southernrodeocompany.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Friends, get your tickets now at rodeoticket.com. You definitely don't want to miss this. And remember, our town is your town at Our Town Monthly.
Are you looking for something simple but delicious, sweet but also savory? Discover Schumann Farms Sweet Onions. Schumann Farms is a third-generation family farm with the Real Sweet brand sweet onions. Whether you're grilling, sautéing, or simply adding a fresh crunch to your salad, Schumann Farms has you covered. Look for Schumann Farms Real Sweet brand sweet onions at your grocery store and taste the difference for yourself. Schumann Farms, the Georgia family farm growing tradition and the world's sweetest onions.
Hey, it's Los. We're here with Tom Mitchell, the Honest Car Guy. Tom, I'm looking for a reliable vehicle, something for the family, but also for my daughter who's going to be driving soon. Why should I call you?
The main thing is you get to see it's a full transparency sale. What I like to do is show you the whole gamut, show you everything that's out there and everything that's available. I can get any make, any year, any model.
Financing. If I need to use it, what can you offer?
We have some of the best banks available, and we got rates starting at 4.99 from a 23 model and above. It could be a 14 model. We still have banks that will do all the financing for you at good rates, and they're primary banks. If you have credit issues, we still have banks that can accommodate those issues as well.
Friends, if you're in the market for a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV, get an honest car buy from the Honest Car Guy. You pay what we pay, plus an honest fee, and we back that up by giving you the bill of sale. That's our transparency guarantee. Call 844-SHOW-ME-1. That's 844-SHOW-ME1, or visit honestcarguy.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Backyard, ballpark, or campsite. If there's fire, you can grill at Southern Thunder Barbecue School. Our Grill with the Pros class puts you in the action. In just 4 hours, you'll master steakhouse quality steaks, thick cut pork chops, chicken quarters, veggie kebabs, and wings. A hands-on training under the tutelage of barbecue grand champions. When the cooking is complete, you'll feast. Don't just grill like a pro. Register now at southernthunderbbq.com. That's southernthunderbbq.com.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays, anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
Certain distance, all affairs.
After
a while, talking luck's too loud, going up and down the stairs.
It's the Stones.
It seems to me we've been too much into your
1966.
And you smile, you just can't hide. Eyes of grace.
They kicked off a UK tour at the Royal Albert Hall.
Get round.
Yeah. What are you going to do now? Supported by Long John Baldry, Ike and Tina Turner, and the Yardbirds, Jimmy Page was playing bass, Jeff Beck on guitar. Michelangelo Antonioni attended the concert and asked the Yardbirds to appear in his forthcoming film, Blow Up. Also, both Keith Moon and John Entwistle from The Who were in the audience for the Rolling Stones date tour kicking off on this day in 1966. To the phones, taking priority with Kevin Payton Flounder. It's Martin. You on the radio, Martin. How's it going, man? What's up?
Great, Kim. Did you listen to the Donald speak to the UN clowns?
I was talking about it. I watched this morning while I was working at home, and he said, screw you, screw you, screw you. You people did squat. You never helped me. I followed all the wars myself. You're taking all the money. You're helping our enemies. It was unbelievable. We played a couple of his sound bites. Man, yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm laughing like crazy. I said, where in the world have you ever heard of anybody able to do this and pull it off? I mean, this man has changed the way the world is run. He owns that joint. It was unbelievable. Killed him.
It was like watching a 6-year-old at Chuck E. Cheese doing a birthday celebration on a piñata.
He was whacking it back. I mean, it really was. It was hysterical. and by the way, did you hear about the Macron thing when Donald Trump was making his motorcade? Macron was very upset because the police stopped his car and he had to get out and go on the sidewalk and walk to where he was supposed to be going. And Macron, the French president, actually called Donald Trump and said, Mr. President, I'm waiting in the street right now because everything is frozen for you, he told Donald Trump. And by the way, after several minutes of waiting around, he was forced to walk down the street while Donald Trump showed up on his motorcade like a king's parade. And they're saying, boy, this was humiliating for Macron. He learns who runs things in America, even off duty. That was not a mix-up. Yeah. That was a power signal.
Hey, my answer to Macron is real simple.
Yeah.
Go reproduce yourself.
Martin, have a great day, my friend. Yeah, again, folks, if you missed it, Donald Trump, watch it on the news tonight. I guarantee you Fox will be covering a lot of this, and it was hysterical. I mean, he blew him out of the water. I mean, really, and for good reason. Why are we in the United Nations? Why are they in America? Why are we in the United Nations? What have they done that Donald Trump has had done by himself to help out anybody? What have they done for the Hamas thing? What have they done for Israel? What have they done for the Palestinians? What have they done for Russia? And I don't get it. Nothing. They haven't stopped the world from buying Russian oil and giving Russia supplies. I mean, they're helping. In fact, Donald Trump, you'll hear him tonight if you're on the news. They're helping the enemy.
And they haven't stopped China from building 200 coal plants a year, right. Which means everything we do on the western side has nothing to do with the global warming or climate change because the Chinese, the Indians, and the Russians just do it twice as much.
Yeah. Again, he just blasted them, and for good reason. It makes you wonder, what is the United Nations doing? When's the last time their little blue-bonneted force of military people ever did anything that made anybody change their mind about anything? Seriously.
Right now, the people of the United Nations are meeting with the former head of an al-Qaeda sect that is now running Syria and performing genocide on Christians.
And by the way, one of the sound bites Donald Trump mentioned today, that I heard today, once again, he is mentioning from the podium to the world that there are 5,000 to 7,000 men and women dying every week in the Russia war. Every week, 5,000 to 7,000, mostly men, dying.
That's hard to believe. It really is.
Very hard to believe. But he keeps saying it, and nobody says you're a liar, and they can't prove he's not. I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. He keeps saying it.
The Russians cannot sustain that many casualties. Neither can the Ukrainians.
That's a Vietnam every 3 months.
Yeah, so it has to be some civilians.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, obviously, well, Trump says mostly soldiers, but again, you know how many civilians are in those bombed out buildings? There are people in there. Anyway, it's just freaking astounding. All right. A quick birthday thing, and then we're going to do some entertainment for you in case you missed it. John Harbaugh's birthday today, 63 years old.
Not a good night last night for him. Detroit went in there and beat them up.
Yeah. Let's see. I want to do. I forgot this. I got two things to do. We're going to do them, boy. I promise we're going to get them all. You're going to hear Marco Rubio shortly. But first of all, I mentioned the story of Richard Nixon's checkers speech on this day when he was running for vice president, and people accused him of taking a bribe and from a group, and he said, "I never took anything. The only gift I've ever accepted was a little Cocker Spaniel dog we named Checkers, and my daughters love this little dog, and I'm not giving him back." And it was called the Checkers speech, and it worked, and Richard Nixon became famous for it and was on the ticket and everything else. Now, that was his Checkers speech. Check this out. 1944. President Franklin Roosevelt accused of accidentally leaving his dog Fala behind on the Aleutian Islands on a tour there, and the word was that he had sent a Navy destroyer to retrieve the dog at a cost of up to $20 million. That was the charge. FDR went on the radio. These Republican leaders have not been content with attacks on me or my wife or my sons. No, not content with that. They now include my little dog, Falla. Well, of course, I don't resent attacks, and my family doesn't resent attacks, but Falla does resent them. You know, Falla's Scotch, and being a Scotty, as soon as he learned that the Republican fiction writers in Congress had concocted a story that I'd left him behind on an Aleutian island and sent a destroyer back to get him at the cost of $20 million, his Scotch soul was furious. He has not been the same dog since. I'm accustomed to hearing malicious falsehoods about myself, but I think I have the right to resent, to object to libelous statements about my dog. The idea of the Falla speech about his dog by FDR was given to the president by Orson Welles. The rumor started when a Minnesota Republican said he heard Falla was left behind and they had to go get him. It cost $20 million to do it. Democrats started repeating the reports and denied the story later. They said the dog was never lost. They did send a plane to pick him up eventually, and the Navy had to deny that earlier. It was on the 8th anniversary of Nixon's Checkers speech 8 years later. Roosevelt was attached to this dog. His wife Eleanor did not want a dog in the White House. She totally disapproved. Roosevelt said, I'm keeping this dog. He kept him by his side. Falla slept at the foot of the master's bed, and only President Roosevelt had the authority to feed him. And every morning when the White House kitchen staff sent up the breakfast for the president, they included a bone for the dog. What a great story. I hold everything. 5:40. Oh, wait, I guess, should we do a break first and then we'll come back to this? Or what do you think, Flauta? What's your timing in there? How are we doing?
A break.
We'll do a break.
We'll do a quick break.
All right, we'll do this and then something you don't want to miss. A couple things, including Marco Rubio and some live entertainment at one point. Kimmer, Pete, and Flauta. Stand by. Look out. Here we go. Okay. We're good.
Get connected to Extra 106.3 on all your favorite apps. Then download ours and stream the station across Georgia. We're live online at extra1063.com. Stream live video from the studios on YouTube. And of course, Kimmer, Bortz, and your favorite Extra shows in crystal clear digital on the Extra 106.3 app.
Ever dreamed of taking batting practice like a big leaguer? Now's your chance to swing for the fences right on the field at Truist Park, just like your favorite Braves players. Grab your crew and enjoy 45 unforgettable minutes of on-field action. Whether you're a diehard fan or just looking for a legendary experience, this is your moment to shine. Visit Braves.com/FanBP to see more details and to purchase this experience starting October 2nd through the 18th. Atlanta Braves Baseball. We are Braves country.
Atlanta, it's Mark from Atlanta Safe House. Can I have your attention, please? I have an important announcement. Our president has a backbone. Thank you, President Trump, for standing up for the American people. We sleep better knowing our country is protected. And speaking of protection, criminals laugh when you purchase a fake safe from a big box store. There's no better time to visit Atlanta Safe House and see what a real real safe looks like. But wait, there's more. Now through the end of the month, save hundreds of dollars on all Browning, Fort Knox safes and vault doors. Drop by one of our locations or go to AtlantaSafehouse.com.
Hey, this is Matt from East Cobb. We basically bought our house from our in-laws. It was my wife's childhood home. One of the issues that we've had when we first moved in was our dog in our backyard. It was extremely shaded, could never grow grass back there. We resodded it twice. So ATL Turf Co. did an amazing job with our backyard transformation. They basically created a miniature golf hole. We have a miniature fairway. We also have a miniature little putting green. Consists of about 4 holes, total about 40 yards, so you can definitely work on your short game and your putting. After that transformation that ATL Turf Co. did for us, my father-in-law came and saw his house the way it looked after the fact of we had a putting green and a miniature golf course. Sure enough, he did the same thing with ATL Turf Co. He has a beautiful backyard, wonderful stonework, drainage, and a beautiful practice area for chipping and putting. Check them out online at atlturfco.com.
I've advertised a lot of things on radio over 50 years, from vacuum cleaners to booze, but only once have I advertised something that I knew for a fact saved my life. And that's what this particular commercial is. An advertisement for CPAPs, ETC, CPAPs, etc. I've been using a CPAP at night for over 20 years. Obstructive sleep apnea. It will kill you. If you think you have it, get a test. If it turns out you do have it, contact Roddy at CPAPs, etc. The largest in-stock selection. Travel CPAPs, batteries, hoses, masks, everything. You can visit their store in Alpharetta or online at cpapsetc.com. Same-day shipping, you'll get it fast and at the right price. CPAPs, etc. Don't take chances with your health.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Central Heating and Air Conditioning wants you to know the start of the new season is the perfect time to ensure your home's comfort for the fall and winter. Don't wait like most people do to have your HVAC system serviced. Your home should have maintenance twice a year. Maintenance helps keep your furnace running at peak efficiency and extends the life of your equipment. Turn to the experts for your system's maintenance at 770-GET-HEAT or centralheat.com. Central Heating and Air Conditioning can fix what ails your house and possibly your family with home ventilation and air quality products. Central has packages designed around health using variable speed, fresh air ventilation, air cleaners, air purifiers, dehumidifiers, and more. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier expert since 1947 and one of the few second-generation locally owned HVAC companies in Atlanta. Call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
No. Sorry. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? 5:51 already. Got a couple of weird things coming up here for you. First of all, quick birthday list in case we missed it. Jason Alexander's birthday. Jason Alexander, George on Seinfeld, is 66 years old today. And a couple of historical things. On this day, Richard Rhodes, in the year 1879, Richard Rhodes of River Park, Illinois, patented the first hearing aid.
What?
The device looked like, say what? It looked like a fan, and it was held against the teeth. And you actually once gave me an old-fashioned hearing aid horn. But the original hearing aid would put on your teeth, and you would hear the vibrations from the teeth. That was in 1879. Let's see, on this day in history, oh, goody. 1966, America starts using, quote, aerial defoliants south of the DMZ, the Dead Marine Zone, demilitarized zone in Vietnam. Aerial defoliant. That was Agent Orange, my friends. I came face-to-face with Agent Orange 2 years later, year and a half later, as it turns out. It only cost me a marriage and everything, but that's, that's fine. And also on this day in history, Abe Lincoln asked, if I should call a sheep's tail a leg, how many legs would it have? 5? No, only 4. For my calling the tail a leg would not make it so. Now, gentlemen, if I say to the slaves, you are free, they will be no more free than they are right now. The Daily Milwaukee News had reported that President Lincoln used the age-old riddle in response to mounting pressure on the issue of emancipation of the slaves. And he issued his preliminary emancipation now, and it didn't take effect till January 1st.
It also only affected southern states, not
the states that were dealing with the slavery at the moment, but not the whole thing. Again, still...
It's politics.
Yeah. It was a thing. Let's see. We're going to hear from Marco Rubio shortly, but first, 5:50. A little something here, Flounder, for the little people to make your lives a little bit more joyful. Seashells, seashore. She sells, Sally sells, she sells.
The crazy fox jumped over.
And now, another edition of Not the Killers, Rainy Day, Bad Text, Theater Playhouse, our gift to you, the little people. Today's episode, Hogan. The scene, a high school classroom. Could be Parkview, could be a real high school like Southwest DeKalb, or maybe a high school for, losers like Columbia or Redan. Anyway, it's a history class. Today's lesson is about the history of sports around the world. Sports like the Olympics. The students are all Americans except for an exchange student from Germany named Karl Heinz.
Okay, boys and girls, who can tell me who won the first ever Tour de France?
The German boy raises his hand rigidly at an angle with palm down at first, then quickly realizes his mistake and raises his hand over his head like Americans do.
Yes, Karl-Heinz. Do you know who won the first ever Tour de France?
Close.
Yeah, Frau Teacher. It was the 7th Panzer Division.
And see the Tour de France. He was touring France in a not in a car, but a sports event on the bicycle. No, it was a tank. Oh, Lordy. That's the biggest bicycle I ever saw. Him with a cannon. Oh, see what he did there? They're touring the France of the. Oh, God. You don't get this kind of live entertainment. Because we know how much it brightens the otherwise miserable lives of you, the little people, on 106.3, the FAM of Atlanta. And Kimmer P. and Flounder. Flounder, let's cut number 3. Marco Rubio shutting down George Stephanopoulos. We got a Flounder's Funny coming up. I think we can get this in. Listen to how good he was shutting down Stephanopoulos on U.S. aid.
But are you standing by that comment? You're saying that no one has died?
No, it's happening now.
No one has died because of the aid cuts? Are all those aid organizations
That's
lying?
ridiculous. Well, first of all, then they died because England didn't give enough money, or Canada didn't give more, or China did. Let's blame the other countries that don't do any foreign aid. How about China? I mean, China's the second largest economy in the world. They don't give money to these
So you're no longer disputing that the aid cuts have cost people's lives. You're no longer disputing that.
It didn't. I think anybody who tells you that somehow it's the United States, if we cut $1, somehow we're responsible for some horrific thing that's going on in the world is just not true. One of the reasons why some of these places didn't get the aid is not because we cut the aid. It's because there's a war going on and the aid never got to the people. Look at Haiti. One of the reasons why aid can't be distributed in Haiti is you can send all the aid in the world you want. It gets hijacked and stolen by criminal gangs that control the country. And so they're the ones to blame for whatever happening there, not us who provided more aid than anybody else.
Let me just try one more time. Are you standing by your contention that no one has died
because the United States has cut aid? No. People have died because gangs steal the aid. People have died because the distributors of aid have not done well. People have died because other countries haven't stepped up. But the United States has saved more lives and continues to save more lives than any other country in the world. And we're going to continue to do it, but we're going to do it the right way and in a responsible way.
Stephanopoulos just won't let it go that we didn't kill anybody by pulling back the, Sesame Street from Afghanistan. My God, Flounder's Funny. Well, here we go right here.
My brother-in-law actually goes to Harvard, and I thought I'd tell you guys since he tells me a lot. It's pretty annoying, actually. Their whole family's smart. It's very tough for me to fit in. Like, they read for fun, and that's not something I've done in my entire life. Like last Christmas, we were sitting around the dining room table. Everybody was saying how many books they read that year and what was their favorite book. And I'm sitting there sweating, trying to think of one book. Just one book that's not the Bible, I was staring at the kids' table. They had Play-Doh. I was like, if I could make it over there, that'd really help right now. So finally, it was my turn. They go, Mason, how many books have you read? And I was like, I don't like to keep track of that stuff. I just like to see where the pages take me. They're like, oh, cool, which one's your favorite? And I was like, I don't like to pick favorites. There's so many good ones. And they go, okay, well, give us your top 3. And now I have to think of 3 books. Bible's back on the table. So I said the Bible, and then I said To Catch a Mockingbird. They were like, To Kill a Mockingbird. I was like, yeah, I love the sequel.
Catch a mockingbird.
How are you going to kill it if you don't catch it? And then I made up a book called Roger That. They were like, what's that about? I was like, World War II, I think. And they're like, what about World War II? I was like, all the fighting. I don't know if you heard, no one was getting along back then. Very tumultuous time.
Who's that, Flounder?
It's Mr. James Mason.
There you go, James Mason. By the way, Donald Trump was asked if he thought NATO countries should shoot down Russian jets that invade their airspace, and Donald Trump said, yes, I do. Shoot them down. Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, tomorrow is hump day. We do it all over again. In the meantime, Christine, sing me home, baby. I gotta go. You're killing me. Pulling out a herb and a herb. Stand by.